believe that Dawson, like girls, doesn't poo.
Yeah, like
know?
yeah, exactly. He is sort of has that same, I wouldn't say feminine air about him, but like very he's like a royal poodle.
Yeah,
You know
kind
what I
of.
mean? He's very royal the way he carries himself
Yeah, he's regal.
and his grace. Oh, hey, what's up, bud? Just talking about you. Yeah. Yeah, no, I had him. No, it's all good.
Jesus, that was an aggressive yerb slam.
Don't slam the yerb like that.
Like, it is good. I don't even get to see what the shot looks like.
Everything is fine. You're always so nervous. You aren't cut out for show business. Look
you're,
at me.
You're telling me that
Look
with
at
your
me.
red pants?
Look at me. For 1 second of your life.
With your Pyru pants?
Yo. More like my P-Town pants.
That shirt's about to be red too in a minute.
Yeah.
Look.
No
man,
loyalty.
I mean, we're just a couple of boys
Do you
doing
think-
our best.
Do you think P-Town has some sort of Crips Bloods association at all?
Absolutely not.
You're just with such certainty.
Yeah, it's a shithole for old white people to die.
P-Town?
You know it's got crime.
Yeah, but like,
It's wild in the P.
Yeah.
it's like IE
feel
crime is different. Like IE crime is like meth head crime.
Yeah.
Whereas
yeah,
like
that's kind of true actually.
it's not the
You're saying we don't
streets.
have any real trappers?
Yeah.
So they're all just on Xbox Live instead.
Yeah,
Right.
with their propane tanks in the basement.
That makes sense. Okay, we have our topics, right? I think we have a good outline of what we, right?
I forgot everything we discussed. In that
Okay,
room.
that's chill.
You were too busy eating your chicken.
I was eating my chicken.
Is there a Chick-fil-A nearby here?
It's pretty close.
That's a big perk for you.
It's a come up.
I wanted to paint my nails, and my nails aren't painted.
What color are they? Nothing?
Their regular nail color.
They're naked.
Ouch. All right.
I'm
well,
just not gonna show my hands.
all right. So is everything okay?
Can I just go get my nail polish and just do that?
All right, we're gonna go ahead hit that yeet.
Please don't do that. Why
There
is
we
he doing
go.
it? Could he? I hate that they still can
It's
hear us.
fine. So,
Oh,
Is
we
it-
got the.
Oh,
Are
look
you
at that
okay?
transition.
Yeah.
see, everything's fine.
I don't think anything's fine.
Everything's okay.
Are we actually live?
We are.
That Papa Roach song.
Jeez. What? What is that one?
Is this?
They did cut my life into pieces.
Yeah,
right?
they
What
did,
about
yeah.
the one from Tony Hawk 2 soundtrack? That's.
Which one is that? How's it go?
I don't know.
I only remember Hotwire by Lamont from Thug.
What's your
1.
guys' favorite Tony Hawk's 2 Pro Skater song?
I think we ran this once at a Nimbus. Oh, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
2,
only.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, only 2.
Fuck. Actually, that's the one I played the least. I don't have an answer for
I
you.
just remember like coming down.
I just
the
remember
hangar.
that
Mine-
I'm a Superman.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's from 1.
Oh, I remember I think it's the Rage song,
What is it?
Rage Against the Machine, and you just drop down the hangar because I think it's the first song in the track. And that's
Come
the
on! Is that the one?
huge.
I'm guessing.
Something. I mean, that's in like 8 of their songs. So
I remember I watched
Did-
a video once. It was Josh Homme. He's like playing guitar, and it was really high up. And he's like, "Man, I look like shit. What's
Tom
his name?
Morello?
Tom Morello.
Yeah.
Tom Morello. He's like making fun of him. I'm
Yeah.
like, God, that's such an alpha move.
my friend works at a recording studio and like he was kind of like a runner for them once.
Really?
He said that.
Did he smell Zach De La Roca's hair?
Yeah.
Smell like burnt cockroaches?
No, he said that like all at Quotza was like pretty chill.
Oh, with
but-
those guys.
Yeah, like all of them, and then but apparently Jay-Z was recording in the other room, but they were like beefing hard, like screaming at each other. Jay-Z was cool, but I think Jay-Z's posse was like not chill.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were like beefing hard with Josh Homme, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
Whoa.
Yeah.
Speaking of beefing hard with Jay-Z, the Mangus happened yesterday, and Jay-Z was there.
He
Drake,
was there.
Drake was on Fortnite, and the people at 2GG Champ decided, you know what, I think it's time we dip our toes, and The Rock showed up.
The Rock is in Jay-Z, or The Rock
Oh.
is in the actual.
Jay-Z
These
was
bits are
not
too
at the
close to
Mangus.
home. Knowing Thunder's kind of MO, where they want to go, it's all too real.
Yeah, I mean, right? Like, why not hire him?
Yeah.
But so the mango was this weekend.
It
It was
was
actually
yesterday.
Jesus.
It wasn't a weekend tournament. It was a day
It
tournament.
was a one-day
I
tournament.
would know.
And it was filled with adventures and nooks and crannies and peril and doom and episodes. And where do we even start with the Mangus? Miles, how did you like the Mangus? You left early.
He's over Melee right now.
No, I'm not. It's just like, look, me and Ben hit a 4th day wall at the Mangus, and we just had to go home. Like, me and my good friend Ben from Arizona, been drinking
AKA
a
I
lot.
I love
lot
lot
lizards.
lizards. #1 in Fiji.
on Smash.
Respect the name.
Put some respect on the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've just been. It's been my birthday, and we've been just hanging out, getting loose, playing Mario Party, playing very little Melee.
Was it
And-
actually his birthday?
Yeah, it was.
For reals.
No fucking
Hey,
way.
Oh, you
Yesterday
didn't
was
know.
my birthday.
I
yeah.
didn't
Dawson
know.
really likes birthdays.
You're,
He feels
this is
the
a boozle.
The birthday
This has
is
to be a
the
boozle.
one day
March
that
18th.
Dawson feels like
March
he has to be
18th.
nice to
That's
somebody.
my birthday.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't nice to Squid on his birthday. But it was nice to him
Why?
the day after.
Ugh.
I didn't really interact with him, that's why. But,
True facts.
hey, happy birthday.
Hey, thanks,
I
man.
didn't know. I threw that all for you. It wasn't for Manga.
the Don B.
The
Yeah,
Donbus.
the Donbus.
the Donbus.
But yeah, it was just a lot of packed. I feel like my controller isn't great at the moment. That's not. It just things aren't on a little bit of a hangover. You know, I'm not there. I'm not playing. I'm not that focused. And it was fun to be at. And my only complaint of the event is I wish there was more seating. I think I would have had
Like
Up-
chairs.
up front.
Up front?
because
Yeah.
I was just kind
I-
of standing around watching mans go in and out of the VIP room, being a yellow wristbander myself.
Yeah, I mean,
wasn't
some people
allowed in there.
aren't, they aren't born into high society.
yeah.
And some are,
I mean,
like me.
I don't know about that. See, Ludwig
Like
do a lot of
you.
grubbing for one of those, you know.
Oh yeah, no, Ludwig had
Ludwig actually
he had a
didn't.
gig on it. So.
Ludwig didn't grub.
I did.
Someone at this table
I
grubbed.
pawed and clawed at Dawson's cloak
Yeah.
to just please. Because you know why?
He wasn't begging.
For you guys,
He wasn't
and you
begging.
guys,
It wasn't.
you know why I did this? Is because I was trying to get a fucking guest on today.
No,
'Cause
look, I just
there was
just
a lot
DM
of
people.
there was a lot of talent going on. By the way, you DM'd that. Well, we might as well say it. You DM'd Hugs. He might come on. He might not. Who knows? But he was
April 2nd, he's penciled in for.
he was very receptive to the idea. And the only thing I can think about when Vish pissed him off on commentary when we were on the couch, who I was right next to, was
Wouldn't it be great if he was coming on tonight so that we could talk about how much of a fuck these guys are?
He's in a way better mood. I was in the stream gooning today, but
Yeah.
But yeah, the reason I wanted to be in there was I was gonna go up to Leffen. I was gonna be like, "What's up, babe? How's it going? How's TSM? Look, we have a podcast on Monday." No, I did ask him. He's like, "Nah, it's like that's too much, man. I'm good on that."
I
I'm
think
like,
he's just
"Okay."
kind of like trying to chill.
Yeah,
He is trying to chill. Yeah, he looked weary. I think everyone looked weary at the end of the Mangus, which was like I think a lot in part due to the alcohol, but also like the nature of it, because it felt like a 2-day event that was just compressed into one.
I was
day.
gonna say that if I felt like everyone was trying to do as much shit as they do, like for a 3 or 2 day event, just in one day.
They were trying to drink as much.
They
Yeah,
were-
yeah,
yeah.
every aspect.
Yeah.
It was just like it was kind of fucked. Like a lot of drinking, a lot of.
It
You
was
know,
fun
you-
though, but that is the mango, right? Like people at home like the good parts of the mango, but then expect great melee. And the mango is getting drunk and playing like trash sometimes, and I think everyone got into that.
It's interesting how different the reception was on like Reddit, obviously kind of where you get the feeling of something, but like it was like people I felt a lot of people consider this kind of like a failed event. Like, oh man, it was a disaster. Like it was this and that. And it's
In
like
terms of like competition, yeah, it was like totally.
But it
that.
wasn't about what people don't get at home is because they're watching gameplay so much and mostly just drunken casters. Is
Yeah.
that the event wasn't about that so much, and it's just very hard to understand what the event was about when all you're seeing is gameplay. And it's like
Yeah.
it's almost counterintuitive that it is in fact not about the gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, once you see like Leffen's Mewtwo come out, it's like you should know that this isn't like.
keep going.
Why are you doing this?
I forgot to tweet out. I'm tweeting out. Just cover me.
You actually didn't tweet this out?
Just cover me.
He's just perpetuating yerb culture one last time.
Fucking hate you.
Speaking of which, I need a sip. I'm very parched.
Yeah, it's mint. Are you cool with mint? It's
Yeah.
also not like completely cold. It was in my
That's-
backpack.
That's okay.
It just tastes like tea. It tastes like a mint tea. You'll love it.
Picture's actually fucking wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we might as well like
Don't
like
filter on that shit.
like, but what I can accept that, and I think a lot of people can, but it comes down to the idea of like, why have a tournament then?
Why not just have a big party?
I think
And it starts
Because
to
we need
blur
an
the
excuse
line,
for Leffen to come.
right?
Yeah.
It starts to blur the line between like what is sandbagging, what is trying, what is
Uh-huh.
drunk trying, what is drunk sandbagging, and all these like layers of effort that
Yeah.
go into why enter. You know,
I think
There's kind of sandbagging with your actions and then sandbagging with your gameplay, though. Like, you could be hammered as hell and then try your best, or be sober as hell and be only going for wave dash down in front of somebody's shield. Much
Yeah.
like this guy.
yeah, exactly.
is that how it went down?
Yeah, I was just... And I got popped off on as well by the mans who managed to beat me in losers in a close set.
Who was it?
It was some peach man. I'd never seen
okay.
him in my life.
So it wasn't Trike.
No, it was
No.
Trike beat me in winners.
Okay.
But
And he
this
did
guy
it
in
with
losers.
honor.
Yeah, no, I tried to play well versus Trike and just didn't.
Was
I
it?
know.
I think I know who it was, but I'm not gonna name his name.
Bro.
He popped off.
I think it was that. Oh, not
I
him.
don't even know who this guy is, but anyway, he was
Yeah.
he was out of his chair.
Yeah.
Big,
Really?
Yeah, he was happy to win.
He
but
should have. I wish I could have. I wish he had me on Snapchat so we could have seen the journey that you've been taking in the past couple
Oh
days.
yeah,
Like no, like it's
I
it's
know
valid.
You should
it's
have seen.
valid.
Oh no, it
Everyone
is.
entered, but
But you
like
should have
you
seen
should have
the
seen this guy.
You should have seen
Yeah.
the gameplay too. It was pretty avant-garde. I was definitely.
You play like shit, and you're just like, yeah, I really think I've kind of
didn't,
changed.
I didn't play like shit per se. I was just out there in the blast zone versus Peach. You know, he's off stage, and I'm not trying to stay on stage.
That's
I'm out there trying to get the up air. You know, I'm just running around.
Okay.
I'm wave dashing in place in front of him when he's shielding, not grabbing, not attacking.
It's like
You know, like waiting for him to do an out of shield option. Yeah.
you probably won't you probably haven't seen this episode, but it's the episode of Degrassi in which Aubrey Graham Drake takes a bunch of Adderall.
yes.
before the
Spinner,
big
Spinner
game.
gives him Adderall.
Spinner gives him
because
Adderall,
He has ADD.
and he goes for the tryout for basketball, and he's just like bouncing around. He's
Yeah.
absolutely nuts, and he throws the practice tryout,
Yeah.
and he doesn't get on the
Because
team.
he tries too hard, and the coach is like, "We need
Yeah,
team
and, but
players."
yeah, and he steals the ball, and he's just
Yeah.
like, and it reminded me of that. Just like Miles is like tossing the ball back and forth.
Yeah.
He's just like shooting threes.
I'm
like,
doing nothing.
yeah, all
Yeah.
right,
I'm
this
actually,
is cool.
yeah, I was just, and I'd get a shine and go for like turnaround up tilt, another up tilt, like wave dash up tilt, like
just like-
not trying to up smash ever. Like
That's
yeah.
actually sick.
Yeah, I was just going for like
Avant-garde.
I was so bored and so hungover that I was just trying to impress myself. Like I was trying to have fun as much as I could,
Well, I mean,
and it was fun.
that actually sounds exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting because like. The Mangus really did ride this like weird line of like, does it matter, doesn't it? And I think once there is a bracket,
I'd kind of decided that my Mangus run wasn't gonna matter before
That's-
the tournament.
yeah,
I think it comes down to like people holding so much stake on like top players. So,
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah, it's about consistency.
when
it's
it's when it's like we have this full like bracket, and then Mango and Leffen are here. It's like this is a serious event. But like me going into it, I was like pretty well aware that it was gonna be like.
kids on Reddit are like, this is a two-god event.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas, like, really, these guys aren't gods. They're guys whose motor skills really do slow down when they ingest enough
yeah,
alcohol.
it's like
well, like what? How? Like, it was that information not properly articulated beforehand? Then did it need to be?
I mean, the tournament's called the Mango.
I know, but that's just a name. Like we call it name. Don't park on the grass. It still counts. You know what I mean?
And you know where I'm parking.
So you know what I mean? Like, if that is the vibe that it was supposed to be, like maybe properly articulate that beforehand, and don't just trust that because the funny variety streaming melee sick god is called after him, that it's going to be like that. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
But either way, I think getting mad at that is also dumb.
yeah,
You know, you're just sitting at home like, what the fuck is this, dude?
yeah,
Fuck.
It's called fun, right?
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
this doesn't cost you anything, literally. You do not pay to watch
I guess
this.
if you're a big melee fan who maybe doesn't get to go to a lot of events, and you're somebody.
I'm talking about viewers.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Is that if you're a guy who kind of sits at home and really looks forward to these events, like I remember back when melee was smaller from Australia, we would have like viewing parties and stuff for Apex, and it would be
That's fair, yeah.
and it would be Monday morning, like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
and we'd all be waking each other up. We'd play melee all night on Sunday, take the day off on Monday, and then Apex would come around, and the important matches would be being played at like 5:30 a.m. or 4 a.m. for us. And if that was that,
that's fair.
But I feel like there's so much Melee now that it's kind of like, just look forward to the next one. Like, back then, there really was, like, one
The
big one
one.
a
Yeah.
quarter, kind of,
Yeah,
or, like,
yeah.
a half year even. It was, like, Apex and then Evo. And Apex was the one that everyone wanted to win, as well as Evo, but it felt like Apex was a massive deal, and Evo, and those two were, like, the
Those
big
were the
trophies
only
for
two
the year.
tournaments for a while.
Yeah.
Like that were like the big ones.
The big ones. Yeah.
Another problem I have with that is that I feel like the top 3 of the Mango like was kind of taken at least pretty seriously. Like Swedish, I knew for a fact was taking it pretty seriously.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
But these aren't the players that people wanted to see. taking it
exactly, and I
seriously.
think that's where
It's
like the
oh,
bias
like,
comes
cool,
in.
you grinded it out, Swedish.
Dude, like
Right.
Cyrox versus Kalamazoo was like sick
It
to
was
watch.
insane, yeah.
it was like one of the hypest. Besides, like, it was like Left and Armada Light. I think people were.
That's
saying.
yeah.
Like,
And then I thought about how it'd be funny to have drunk Leffen versus drunk Armada, and then
Yeah.
it's like, what if it looks exactly the same as those guys playing?
yeah.
Like exactly the same.
But
I think Armada would take a lot more risks.
I think it's mostly like people wanted to see this like Mango versus like
I
Leffen
didn't-
Grands.
I didn't ever think Mango and Leffen were going to play serious grand finals.
I knew Mango wasn't. I didn't think Leffen was. but
Mango wasn't even gonna like enter for a while, right?
Yeah.
He was
That's
He-
what I heard.
he
schnee about it.
I think Mango entered literally the moment like Leffen booked the flight. Like as far as when I was like working on like the attendees list
Oh,
and
okay.
everything.
Did
it was,
Leffen
like,
book her just like a red eye last minute?
he I don't think it was red eye, but it was like I think he got here like maybe 2 days before.
And just stayed with Mangus?
I'm not sure. I don't know who he
Yeah.
stayed with, but he just got here.
Where
like,
is
2
Leffen
or 3 days.
staying?
I want to know.
Let's dox him right
Big
now.
Leffen fan here.
Yeah, I think it's mostly people just like, oh, 2 gods at this tournament. There's a precedent for it, and
Yeah,
it didn't happen, and Swedish won, and it's like
And
fucked
no one
up.
likes watching Swedish win. It's actually really interesting. It's because it's
I-
chic.
He just plays like a meatball.
No pun
but-
intended.
But
Yeah.
I was making the
that's
same thing on
yeah.
commentary.
that's the problem is that if you're going to be a grinder, like someone who grinds out wins, you either need a personality or to be the best player in the world.
yeah.
Like
yeah,
the
agreed.
way that Armada grinds out wins is so imperial and so perfect when he was doing it that it was like you just can't not see the beauty of this. But he's like light grinder. I don't know how to like Swedish Delight is kind of like this. He's not all the way there yet, so it's just like, oh, you're just another guy who's clicking through the motions of flowcharting with Sheik.
Right, and
and-
you don't
and
happen
to a lot of
have
viewers-
funny memes.
That to a lot of viewers that seems just annoying.
Yeah, and it's honestly unfair because it's like it's not their job to entertain you.
Yeah, but for the crowd, those personalities and those playstyles only serve to beat their favorites.
yeah, that's
which-
actually kind of really funny.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. It's the same as Ice Climbers in a way.
Okay, we're back to the ice climbers.
No, you know what I mean? That was like
No, I don't know what you
That's
because
only
you
in a
always bring
tournament to
up ice
beat Mango and then lose to Armada, you know? Like he's just
Yeah.
always and that's the same, like Swedish Delight, like he's in that bracket and like he might just eliminate someone you like more.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like,
no,
ah,
no hate
shit.
towards. I think he's a great
Yeah.
player. I played him at somewhere at what was the charity tournament last year?
Smash record.
SCR.
Yeah, I think we played at SDR and he took it pretty seriously. Like he gave me a good set and stuff, and he is an amazing player.
You know what's funny is that this kind of has echoes of STR.
It
in
does,
the,
yeah.
The not trying type of thing.
He took our set at STR. Like I think he at least played Sheik, and it was like I got the bulldozing experience that I wanted. So I was happy that he did
I
that.
also like kind of want to like give some insight. A lot of like not just like the tippy top, but like a lot of players were actually trying until they kind of got upset, and then they stopped trying less, and then like
yeah, we were talking about how like Leffen sets a precedent, and then there's a bit of a trickle down where everybody
Yeah.
starts pulling their stake out of the tournament,
Yeah.
and then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I lost in winners, but like look at the big stage, Leffen just did the same thing. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that I now.
And all of a sudden, those offshore condos,
Yeah,
they're
they're
not
worth
getting
anything
built.
anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, and I was saying before we went live that Mango losing is the cherry on top for everybody who's trying to pull stake out of their loss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if Mango's loss counts, then it's like pandemonium
Yeah,
because he lost a glitch,
Wall
right?
Street
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
crashes.
And if Mango's loss doesn't count, then mine doesn't either, because obviously we were all fucking around.
Right, and
Yeah.
and so it's like, so Mega Christmas beat Mike Haze. I don't hear about Mike Haze thought of the tournament or anything, but I'm pretty sure he was trying, right?
I believe Mike Haze was trying versus Mega
and
Christmas.
it's just kind of this interesting
no, Mike
thing.
was trying the whole time.
Because it's just like Noah goes on this insane run, napkins and cakes go on an insane double.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
That
Like,
was insane to
this
watch,
cool shit
actually.
happens, and then like maybe one day someone's
Not Vaves.
someone's asking Noah like, oh, how do you do? It's like, oh, I beat Mike Haze once. It's like, oh, where was that? Oh, I was at the Mango. People are like,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
and that kind of sucks for him.
It
right?
does suck.
He also beat Hugo in pools, which I don't think Hugo was like not taking the tournament seriously in pools. You know?
Yeah.
But now that
What a
certain
god.
certain wins don't count from this tournament, it's like when PR season comes around, does like
Now you have to parse through the Mango.
yeah.
And say, okay, this
But-
one he
but,
was
But who's
trying.
making that decision?
Right.
Who's get to say, oh, I was there and he was like enough drunk for it to not count?
Exactly.
Or
Or
he
I
was
was
like-
there and he wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then it's
yeah.
just like, well, at what point are we calling a line with this? You know, it's like it gets so murky. And I was talking to Kira about this, and I was like, he was trying to say the tournament didn't count, and then I was saying the Mega Christmas stuff, and he's like, those obviously count. And then I was saying, how does this work on a panel?
Yeah,
For
exactly.
people who are going to
yeah.
rank off this, and he just said, "I just really want the Mega Christmas ones to count."
Yeah.
Oh man.
we were in the car, and we were like, and I was like, "Me too, dude," because that's a bummer. Like,
Like everyone who was playing against
and
Noah
that's the
was
general
trying.
sentiment, right? Is like, I just really believe that this guy was trying, and it's like, there's no way that you can have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
But I just really want to.
Yeah, it's funny. Dave will do that thing where he's like, he'll about to give like a really thoughtful answer to something. He's like, I just don't know, man,
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I love that because he's it's such a mix-up because he's such a cerebral. He's
Yeah.
so good at having intelligent and logical conversations that when he's just like, I just want it to be
Yeah,
right.
he could drop a huge bomb onto you, and he's like, I actually just really like pineapples.
Yeah.
man."
Yeah.
Speaking of, Kira and Luigi Kid were over at the house last night,
Yeah, it was
and
fun.
they threw down on Mario Party skins.
They got
versus
into the
skins.
culture, yeah.
They did get into the culture.
And you know what? It was definitely a light edition of the culture.
Yeah, it
It-
was. You can't really. I mean, you can't just push someone into the pool, right? It's like.
Yeah,
you
I
gotta-
mean, we were taking their hand, showing them through the mini games. There wasn't a lot of
Yeah.
yeah, not a lot of dabbing.
We-
Not,
we've- dude,
no yard.
the aggressive dab is more of just a threat to backhand.
Yeah,
that's what
'cause
it looks like.
You're
It's just-
postured for that. When,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
Ludwig does that,
It's more of
it's
a
like.
yeah. Me and
actually
Ludwig are seeing
scared
each
of
other in the
like,
kitchen, like at breaks during games of Mario Party, and just being like,
yeah, it gets so intense.
yeah,
So
it's wild.
There's this idea of Mario Party culture at the house, and it's escalated to a point where it might really take off. No word on that yet, but it's super interesting because like
It's a strange dynamic. There are very few people who can ride the wave. I'll say that much.
some people get swallowed alive by competitive Mario Party culture.
Yeah, there's a lot of ritual around Mario Party culture, and there's definitely a lot of alcohol consumption.
And
And
It just Ludwig.
I've seen minigams break a man.
I present company included. Ludwig, he was just like shirt off 80% of the 4 days or whatever.
Yeah, he was
Like
around for about 3 days.
it was Kira when it was skins versus skins. He took his shirt off and everyone just looked at like it was like Asian Ludwig
yeah,
or
yeah.
something. It's like it's just this weird flex, and some of us have like guts and shit, and it's just like all hands on deck. It's time to fucking party.
I'm grinding. I'm definitely going to be taking a little alcohol break and be back in the gym, back on my meal plans.
Back on
Just
back on the mini game grind.
The reason is because this is the season, and it's time to be prepared. You know, it's not enough. I think the optimal Mario Party player, Ludwig is setting a precedent
He's insane.
for what you need to look like inside and outside the game. Because like if you don't have a 915 on speedwagons, it's
What
just
the
you're
fuck
just
are you
not
doing?
going to be fast enough.
Yeah.
He told me that apparently Ludwig is like consistently hitting 160 on domination.
I don't think consistently.
He's done
Apparently,
it he's done it back to back before.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During a match, it's much harder.
Domination, by the way, is the 10-second A mash game mini game in Mario Party 4, and it's caps out at 160.
Uh-huh.
So 160 is the best you can do by hitting A 160 times in a second. And Ludwig was the first one to do it out of all of us.
Yeah, and which was funny because he was always the one putting up like garbage man numbers a while ago.
And I
He
come
was
home.
the worst masher on the team.
I come home and Nick comes up to me and he's just like, "Dude, Ludwig hit 160." And I'm like, "What?" Come on.
Which is funny because he hit 120 for the first time about a week ago,
Fuck,
and the rest of us have
pisses
been
me off.
the rest of us have
man.
been hovering around 130, 140 for
Yeah.
a while. I put up 142 last night.
That was good.
It's funny
Yeah,
because
it
they were
was.
all like theory crafting how to do it. This
Yeah,
man.
like everyone's developing
No,
different like finger techniques.
I haven't been grinding any finger technique.
Well,
other
Miles is a traditionalist, and
Yeah.
he's just like
I
thumb
use
only,
thumb.
brother.
use,
One thumb,
One
dude.
thumb. I'm the only one thumber still left in the game.
You're like Ken throwing his fucking side Bs,
Yeah, for
trying
real.
to make it work.
And Nick's on this like,
He does
paradiddle thing.
1-2-1.
Yeah, which is pretty good. The problem with that though is it takes a while to reach top speed.
Yeah, you
Uh,
have to like.
That's why I'm beating him in slime time. I think occasionally I'm winning like. I wish we played a best of 3, which I won a couple days ago, but
Of slime time.
off slime time. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
But mine starts at top speed, and his takes a while to get there.
Right.
But I think when his rhythm is down, it's just like putting out insane numbers per second.
But
Ludwig has moved to 2 thumb and is just crushing us out of the park at
it's
the moment.
insane. He's so strong.
He's slowly.
He was, dude. It was like 4 a.m. He was sitting alone with his big ass headphones on, listening. I saw his phone. It said like hardcore trap, like YouTube 10 hours. I'm not even kidding. And he's just with his shirt off in front of the Mario Party setup, just grinding domination.
Yeah,
This
juice
is
him up.
after everything chills out.
He starts roaring when
It-
he's trying to get a time. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
But you know what, though? Low-key, Ludwig has all of the grinded dweeb minigames. None of the movement minigames.
Yeah,
Think
that's
about
true.
it. Speedwagons.
Big mashers.
Big
yeah.
grindy dweeb.
Yeah.
Mario Medley. Same thing. Like, he's not outplaying us on Avalanche.
Dude, you're fucking. Dude, every time Miles loses to RNG, RNG, for as much as he loves Mario Party, he has such a problem with it.
He
I just-
hates hidden blocks. I know that. No hidden blocks. No hidden blocks.
No, hidden blocks is like, now that you have to shotgun when you hit a hidden block, it's like, you almost don't want it a lot of times. There was a point when we were playing on Friday night where we're playing a best of 3, and it's game 2, me and Ben are up massive, and we're getting hidden blocks with coins when we're like 5 stars up. We want the game to end.
Yeah.
We just have to keep shotgunning off these hidden blocks. And we know going into game 3, we're going to be in bad shape.
Yeah, well,
Like-
what we theorize is that instead of conceding when you know it's going to game 3, keep the game rolling so the drinking has to continue.
That's if you think you're ahead in drinking.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But-
If you've not drunk the most out of both teams, like, keep it going. But if your boys are starting to look a bit weary, end it quick.
But yeah, anyway, what that all came from was that the past 4 days have been, for Miles and most of the crew, I Don't Drink is just like a Mario Party dream,
It's been a weird
an
time.
underwater experience.
Yeah, and me and Ben especially. I was telling Ben, look, we're great friends, but I'm glad this. I'm glad this can
you're
only.
going home.
No, like it feels like you pulled up in that car 12 hours ago.
After 4 days.
Yeah, with a couple
Well-
sippers, 5 racks. We were looking at the boot when he pulled up, and we were just like, "This is a criminal amount of alcohol."
He said like on the car ride over here, or like after we got lunch, he's like, I think I'm gonna start drinking water. Like, well,
Just like
I think
in
I'm
general.
just
Yeah,
gonna
it's
have
just like-
water for like a couple of weeks.
he's like, I don't think I've had water in the past
No,
4 days.
I've been drinking out of the jug, because if you don't, you're not gonna make it to day 4. You got to really pace your eating and
Yeah.
your water intake.
You looked pretty bad yesterday. I
Yeah,
was like, I
we-
kept asking people like, dude, is Miles like, okay?
I was just recovering, man. That was definitely a fun time though. But yeah, Ben Tolson is.
I love
We definitely push each other pretty hard,
Yeah, you're definitely.
and I think that if we were to live together, it'd be absolute chaos. It'd be horrible. It'd just be like, hey, you got your sipper with you, man? Like doing laundry.
He's just like chewing gum, like right here.
Yeah. He's like, hey, where's your sipper at? Hey, pick that up. I'll make us a couple G&Ts. We'll get back to it. Just play Counter-Strike and drink G&Ts.
But speaking of getting hammered, one of the biggest like things I guess that came up about the Mangus was the commentary couch,
Yeah.
and Vish was on there, who was absolutely trashed, and
he was on some shit.
I really
dude.
don't like this, by the way.
like what?
I really don't stand for this stuff. You know, these
What
nerds,
don't you stand for,
these
Miles?
nerds, they want to abuse Hugo.
Yeah,
And I don't know
dude,
why.
yeah.
You know what? If they were at a bar and Vish comes up to Hugo talking that sweet, you'd be worried about getting smacked for it. Why is there this precedent that you can just verbally assault this big, beautiful man into the floor? He's higher ranked than you, more clout.
Yeah.
You should be the one getting roasted, you little nerd.
Here was the reason is because Hugo didn't party with Vish on his birthday.
That was the
Oh.
reason.
That was why he was yelling at him so much.
So he was a little butthurt about
A
it.
little bit, yeah.
And for that reason, he's gonna just yell during Hugo's set.
Yeah, it was intense, man. It was funny because like if you go back and watch the VOD, it's me, Chroma, Lef, and Vish on the couch, and Vish is just on one, and he's screaming, and he starts saying, "Fuck you, Hugo," and all this stuff. And I'm like trying to bring it back, like hey.
Back to the game.
Oh, well, yeah, dude,
Back
I
to the
kept
match.
I kept calling like things that happened in the game. I'd be like,
Okay.
"Oh, it goes further down there," and, it's just like, and I was like trying to be like, "Come on, gang!" Like
That is just
Yeah.
such a like leaky bucket, like a leaking boat scenario.
yeah,
You're just like
yeah.
trying to
It's
get
gonna
water
be
out of
okay.
it. It's just like, hey, we're not sinking that fast.
And Leffen is on his own kick where he's just reading Reddit comments just
Oh,
out loud
no.
and just roasting nerds on Reddit.
That's pretty funny.
And me and Chroma are just like, "Hi, we exist apparently at this time right now. And Chroma's like running his own bits and I'm like trying to
So just a really antisocial commentary.
there was like I've used this analogy before, but there's a slot machine that goes off in my head and it just like it kept spinning because I didn't know where to land it, you know. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
ah, and
You kind of just have to sit there and let them do it, right?
yeah, eventually, just like talking with a drunk person outside of a context of being broadcasted to 10,000 people is like sometimes they just got to go. They just
Yeah.
gotta. It's for them. It's not for you. They're not really having a conversation.
Well, it's not really a conversation, really, is it?
Yeah, and so that all happened, and I was trying to like I got $10 on Hugo Vish. Let's fucking do this. I was like, because I know Hugo can hear me. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want him to feel. At least
This
there's some
isn't-
counter force going on
this
here.
isn't like four guys standing behind you while you're trying to play a match,
Yeah.
just screaming, "I hope you lose."
The
Yeah,
thing is
exactly.
I like Vish was just straight up yelling.
He was screaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't like
But to be fair, like I will say this about Hugs, like
No other esport this would happen, I feel.
I think FGC in general,
Yeah.
this has happened
Yeah.
before, but like actual esports maybe not.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I'm saying is like Hugo, it is 2018 and he's been in the game for one of the longest,
Show some
right?
respect.
No, not that. What I'm saying is, how many times has he had to deal with a man yelling behind him?
I
Still
think
though, that's like being like, oh, like there's just abuse in your history, certain people.
Okay,
Deal
so you're
with it.
you're against cheering in general, or
No,
like
I'm against the idea that Hugo should have thicker skin by now. I think all players should be treated equally, no matter how long they've been in the game.
what do you wait? You're saying
Say
he
that
should have
again?
thick?
No, what
you're
I'm-
contradicting yourself.
what I'm
you
saying
said he
is
should
that-
have thicker skin.
No, what I'm saying is that his history doesn't set a precedent for how he should be treated.
I'm talking about the history of Melee in general.
Yeah,
But like, obviously we've gotten over a lot of things in Melee, but like
but
standing behind someone and going, "Oh,
so
you
it's different.
suck,
It's
bro!"
different to
like
treat a
that's
first timer that way, is what you're saying, than Hugo.
no. What I'm saying is he's dealt with that. Like that.
Yeah.
That's been a thing for a very long
That
time.
has,
He's a
but
top level competitor.
It's never
and why
right,
is
though.
it? Why is it one man screaming at Hugo that all of a sudden is the problem?
I think him being a commentator is definitely part of it. If there were guys standing off the stage doing it, like having someone on the stage
there's
with you doing that
yeah.
Okay.
is a bit different. Like if there's guys in the crowd booing you and stuff when you're
Which
doing a
there
strategy they
was.
don't like, that's kind of like crowd man's opinion is yell, right? Whereas this is somebody that you know, somebody who's sitting on the stage with you,
Yeah, okay,
and is
that's
just
fair.
berating you.
Yeah.
I had to put my foot down versus someone in the crowd actually because they were booing Army.
White shirt guy.
Yeah.
He
dude,
was
I
enemy
saw
number
you. I
one.
saw you give him the hey, watch out.
I was like, do it again, and I'm kicking you out. And then he was just like, but
Dude, it was so funny. I watched Dawson. Dawson got in.
just some SGJ kid gone rabid.
Yeah, that was it.
something
yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Dawson gets into the TO mode where he's just like he wants the tournament to run, and that is his function as Android Dawson. Like,
yeah.
and
definitely.
there was this on the other side of the pools. I was just hanging out with you while you were captaining that pool. There was 4 guys on a setup,
Yeah.
and it was singles. You're like, hey, is that friendlies? And it's 4 guys,
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah. He's just like, get up!
Yeah.
and they all just like,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, fuck
I
yeah.
feel like every TO loves
That's their moment.
loves finding a friendly setup to bust
That's
up.
their fucking moment. You're the one times, bro.
And you know what? Because
No, not at all.
You're the one times, dude.
it translates
Stop.
into a faster tournament instantly. So as somebody who's trying to make a fast tournament, that's like, it's not only having power over them to do that, but it's also like, I fixed something.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
fixing a leaky faucet or something. It's like an
Yeah,
instant
by
reward.
yourself, not calling
Yeah,
somebody to do
yeah,
it.
and it's like I do have the ability to make this run fast.
So, like tomorrow or yesterday was like a big deal in terms of like kicking people off friendlies though because we had like did the math on like exactly how many subs we would need for it to run like perfectly plus give us more time, like in
Yeah.
between brackets and stuff like that.
It was always going to be a bit tight, but it ran great.
Yeah, because we also the way we did it is like we do wave 1, and then after wave 1 finishes, that's half a top 64.
That was so weird.
I really like that.
I didn't like it because you didn't get all the pulls on stream.
No,
and
but
those are the
that's
funnest to commentate.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for you.
I was pissed.
Yeah,
Now I gotta watch actual Melee, but to my luck, Leffen went Mewtwo against Squid,
Yeah.
so it was pretty.
That was like one of the sickest. Like
it's so funny.
watching Squid do the double jump suicide.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was ooh. And then he did like 9,000 more times against whoever it was, Swedish, I think.
Yeah, but
And it was like-
Swedish
'Cause then
wasn't
all you
having
have to
that
do is
shit.
sit back and be
Squid,
excited,
what are
right?
you doing?
Yeah,
There's
I
no
always
there's no intricacies of a matchup really to talk about that the fans need to hear. It's not like, oh, Fox Falco, let's go over the stuff you might not have heard.
yeah.
It's Mewtwo, really cool, big Leffen combo. Yeah. And
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just fun to do.
It's, yeah,
It's
super
funny
fun,
because I think it was that specific game. He just like straight out the gate, no neutral start. Leffen just grabs Squid and kills him like
yeah.
at 0. And then Squid was saying like, "Fuck, I have to." Like,
Yeah.
he realized like
real.
he was like, if this happens 3 more times, I'm just dead.
Like, this is how games end.
But yeah, so
He kept his composure really well, though. He started
I
figuring it out.
fucking knew he would, bro. And
Yeah.
never for a second did I think that Leffen was gonna beat Squid.
Yeah, me
Really?
I was like, this man has seen hell, and he's been in this spot too many times. It's like when you're in Counter Strike and you're trying to clutch 3v1. You're like, I've been in this spot too many times. Mess
Yeah.
this up,
The
bro.
thing is,
and
though,
then you do.
like Leffen just
And then
doesn't,
you do.
he
That's
doesn't
me.
care that you think this way, and he's the opposite of that. He's just like, I'm just gonna win.
I
Like,
know.
fuck you, fuck your story. All the hours you've put into the game don't matter.
but I think
My
Leffen,
Mewtwo is just gonna find a way.
No.
I don't even think.
But
I,
it
I
didn't.
think. I think
But
he's
it
going
didn't.
up there planning to win. That's all I'm saying.
No, I think he
but
was
it didn't.
trying to have fun. I knew he was trying to have fun
Of course,
because
he is.
I was watching his pool sets because he was in my pool.
You watched him play Jace?
I watched him play Jace.
That was so hype.
I watched him play Zach Fair. I was fanboying because, Leffen is
Who did you play against Zach? Marth?
Marth.
Yeah.
His Marth is actually so
Leffen
sick.
almost lost to Jace. It was last hit, last stock. Jace got the grab. It was Marth Falcon, game 3 on Pokemon, and Jace pretty much just dropped the follow up,
Yeah.
and he lost the game. That would have been super insane.
Jace is actually so sick.
He's wild,
I
dude.
love
He's
Jace.
good Midwest Falcon boy.
Tall, and he looks
Very
like Captain
tall.
Falcon.
Yeah, he
Bet he
does.
could
Look,
dunk.
he
He
is
just
Captain
literally looks like
Falcon,
yeah.
him.
and he's always like reading at the. He's just so low key, you know.
Jace
He's
is actually
high-key,
the-
low-key.
Yeah. It's my
Good
He
never
also
do that
brings sandwiches in a bag that he
Yeah.
makes earlier.
Yeah, he's a legend.
He's so insane.
He's actually
dude.
like the nicest person ever.
He's
like
sick.
I've just never heard him say like anything unwarranted in his life.
We used to make this joke about Jace, me and like the Riverside guys. Like, you play Jace, and if he hasn't seen you before, he asks you your tag, he introduces himself, and he'll bless his heart, but he says this line a lot. Like, you'll lose to him because he's really good, and be like, "Nice, man, you got a lot of potential. You got a lot of potential."
Yeah.
And he'll say that, and we had a joke that you go up to Jace and you press A, and he just says, "You've got a lot of potential." Because he genuinely
it's
means
a really
it.
nice thing
Yeah.
to say.
He genuinely means it.
Yeah, he's not just like kind of dispensing that for no reason. He
Yeah.
probably really does think everyone. He sees the good in people.
Yeah, he's sick.
Anyways, I gave you top 64 to commentate after no one else gave you that chance. I did. I got you. I put you on that couch.
No, I was on Genesis, top 64.
Yeah, but fuck that.
That's a pretty big one.
Really?
I'm just saying, it's happened before. You're
You won
not.
his first time, Dawson.
It wasn't my first time, all right. It's
Seemed-
not bags of
Seemed
sand.
like it.
It's
That's not-
normal.
Seemed like it was.
Every
Shut the
day.
fuck up. No, I actually kind of got. It was weird. Like, okay, so by the way, this didn't. You guys didn't see this on stream, I don't think, but we got big dogged by
Oh, you
a
got
motley
Dude,
crew.
hell a big dog.
Guns comes over to me with his free. He's like, "Where's my drink?" Like, we got big dogs up there, man. Can you believe it? They kicked me off, and I was like, I was like, relax, all right.
He knew. He said it on stream. He was like, "This is like Survivor. I know the clout rank here, and I'm last on the list." And
Yeah.
but that's what was really funny because people started coming in like and
It
sitting
wasn't just
down
one by
with
one,
more
though?
clout. But yeah, we got big
It was
dogged
a
by a
posse.
motley crew of Reno, Drunk Vish,
Sesh
Um,
Evans.
Sesh, and then
Leffen.
Leffen was with them.
Yeah,
I
he
believe
was
so.
with
Leffen
Okay.
was on that.
Because
And
I
so-
remember standing and watching this unfold, knowing what was going to happen.
Only one of those people, I was like, all right, that's chill. Right? No, it was Sesh. No, it was Leffen. And, no, but Sesh was eventually the one that booted me off because they started booting people off one by one. And this was
And it got to you.
this was not on camera. And I'm just like, oh, did I make it? Did I survive? And Sesh just comes right in front of me, and she's just like, I'm like, all right, fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. And it was just so funny. Like they just kind of gentrified us out of the fucking couch. The act of
You guys
no-
had been on for about an hour though.
Yeah, we had some time.
We had
It, was,
some
it
time.
wasn't a big deal. And then like 20 minutes later. Oh, by the way, so Vish, after the whole Hugo thing, I'm like, much when it happens when you're hanging around drunk people and you're sober and you're like, you know what?
It's so
My
it's
ears
so
hurt.
boring, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna dip from this couch, and I dipped. I gave my mic to somebody, and Vish is still there. And then I walk around for a little bit, talk to people. I look back up like 20 minutes later, and Vish is gone, and it's like Ludwig up there or someone, and I'm like, it's time. So I go back up
Go back up.
because it's gonna be fun again, right? And then I'm on for like however long, like 10 minutes, and Vish just like stomps
Yeah.
back over, and he's like, "No, I'm coming back." And I was like, "No," and so I got off again.
Weird situation.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the funniest part was like during Grands, the final commentary couch was just like
What was
another
it?
motley crew of just like it was like Captain Jack, Marco.
Captain Jack was on there.
Yes.
Marco out of fucking from downtown.
Yeah.
just like-
I love Marco.
It
He's
was-
that's
I-
another person who's just such
I
a nice
think
guy.
Vish might have still been there, but I'm not sure. And then like one other person, and it was just like the
that is
the
a
weirdest
fucking
carpool.
motley.
Yeah, it was like
they,
the
they would
carpool-
never be in a car together.
it was it was
Yeah.
like the last carpool to Genesis, the only open spots. Like
It's like, hey, what's up, guys? I've seen you
Marco-
for
The so-called
4
melee
years,
post,
but never
yeah.
said
yeah,
anything.
Marco was offering his car, and everyone just like, yeah, dude,
He
I
just
need a
needed the
ride.
gas.
Yeah,
That's so funny. Was it? I wonder if it was good or not. I didn't watch, but
I'm sure it was.
I also left David Chong at the venue.
That was
that was poor baby. He I was driving home and my phone buzzes and I'm like almost on the to get to Norwalk. It's like 15 minutes out of the venue, and he's just like, "Hey, where are you?" I'm like,
we
"Oh
were-
shit!"
We were like packing up, and
Felt so bad.
the venue, like I was at that point where it's like, okay, shit's like mostly packed up. Like starting to kick people out, and then Chong just comes up to me. He's like, "Anthony left me," and then I was like,
I was wondering
No.
where you guys were because it got pretty late and you still weren't
Yeah.
home.
yeah,
And so I was like, "Oh shit, dude, totally spaced it. Not gonna lie, I'm
Yeah.
gonna turn around right now." And then he had to wait another 15 minutes and
yeah. By that
in-
time, like no
in
one was in
Barson.
the yeah,
Barson, California.
and
I had,
bumped in.
I
dude.
had these pants on, and I parked like way down, like a quarter mile away, because you had to, because it was so packed. And I was like, "This is the day that it's over." Like as far as they're concerned, I'm a
Yeah,
pyro.
it's definitely in the north
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Look, I somehow don't think you were getting profiled as a regular everyday shooter
But maybe they wanted to teach, make an example out of it.
of red pants.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Those are more like a
Actually, that'd be
maroon.
hype.
It's a burgundy.
If
maroon.
if I died to gang violence because of the pants I was wearing by accident, that's
after
actually
the,
so
after
funny.
the mango.
After the mangus, that's actually so funny, and I'm down with that. That's like
Yeah.
very exciting.
That's a weird way to go.
Yeah, it's a good story. You could
He
you
died
could
in
all
the-
say
That's
"Oh,
the mangus.
remember-" I'm just like die like that's the mango.
That's the mango.
But yeah, and then I had to get Chong. And that was
Yeah,
fun. What else happened there that we?
I kind of want to go over like we kind of started talking about it, like the seriousness and not seriousness of the
yeah,
tournament.
sandbagging.
The
And,
duality of the Mangus.
Yeah.
yeah.
And from what I was told in like the beginning stages of organizing this tournament, it was not a serious tournament.
Look,
It
it's a
was-
write-off minus the mega Christmas.
It
ring.
was a
That's what we can
That's
all
all
agree
we're
on.
taking away
Yeah.
from this is
We
that Noah
can't-
played amazing,
yeah.
and so did Napkins and Cakes.
And it was always like this weird line of like we had to take it seriously, but it wasn't a serious tournament. Which like as a TO, I'm just really fucking confused by because it's like, well, then why am I stressing?
It's like an
Yeah.
it's like an
this?
entertainment event almost.
It's
like-
like okay, so we can get some flat screens then. Doesn't matter, right? It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
serious,
it's
right?
just like
Yeah.
we need all the setups. Like, do people really care if this runs on time?
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
and that was like what was fucked up is because a lot of like what happened in bracket compared to like what was actually going on with the tournament logistically. I thought logistically the tournament went pretty okay.
it did. It
But,
ran like a
um,
dream.
Also, is this a once-off or is this a kind of new breed of tournament that's going to exist now?
I was talking
With-
about that with Zio actually. This was like a prelude to Mango Juice because I think we're like, hey, we should like do another Mango Juice like with 2GG and all that, and like how are we gonna do this? We have this new space, like let's utilize it. And then Champ, I think, pitched it to Mango, and then it was like kind of short notice, so we weren't like we wanted to get something done like ASAP, like a bigger event in SoCal,
Yeah.
and just logistically, if you announce like something like the Mango Juice in like 2 months in advance, I don't think anyone's gonna come. But something like
And it would suck for Mango Juice to not be a success.
yeah, and there's like a lot of other logistical things with like the studio getting like stages and all that like prepped for something that big, like a regional size.
Yeah.
But as a like 1-day tournament, just like a prelude to that, call it the Mango.
Also, it's like a bandwidth test. You're like, let's see how well something like this
it's
runs.
definitely so Breakthrough happened, which was like an Arcadian, Smash 4 Arcadian, and it was kind of like it was a real thing, but it was also like a test for the Mango and like
Okay, yeah.
troubleshooting that, which is kind of why I volunteered for it, just to get like a scope.
That's
of,
why
like,
you TO'd Smash 4
Yeah,
and fell
so
in love
I-
with the community.
Yeah,
From that day on.
those sweet.
Who was telling us that
children.
that's just you just had a good bunch?
A few people actually.
Yeah.
after
Actually,
I,
I mean, look, I don't
after I
want to
said
put it
that-
on blast, but like, there is Arizona lore going right now in the Smash 4 community that is out of control.
I've heard that someone
And-
from SD
Yeah.
was like, "Dude, I've been to Smash 4 tournaments. It was a one-time thing." And
It's like you teach fourth graders in a really nice neighborhood, and you're like,
you-
"Our
you-
children
I was
just want
I was
it."
the sub. I was the
You were
sub.
the
and
sub,
all I
yeah.
had to do is put in a movie and just like let it rock. Like, but yeah. So I was talking to Zio, and I think the structure of SoCal Melee right now is just weeklies are just better. Like the monthly has died. I think anyone who wants to run a monthly in SoCal is just stupid.
yeah, but
because
we all miss the church, dog.
I know we miss the church.
And
but
no, but you know what? It felt like on the weekends that you really did. I don't hang out with, like all my Irvine pals, all my pals from like 815 or 808, 818. in fact.
805.
No one's friends with 818. They're all
805.
very mean.
Yeah, they there's some suffixes to people's names that they use that are
Less
something
than
I agree
chill.
with. Yeah, but they
Oh,
call
you
they
mean
call me
805
Dawson.
is not chill?
805 are the chill ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
818 is
818 are their.
it's the
they're-
savage lands out there.
It is a warrior's hellscape.
You earn it's a blood right out there.
Well, yeah, I like my friends from all around SoCal, and I feel like I don't get to see them at a weekday thing. It's like, oh, play. Everyone's tired. Everyone wants food. Let's go home.
Okay, and that's the thing. It was like, so the solution to that would be, and what we're talking about is running, because this proved to be like logistically successful, at least this time, is kind of build up these mini regionals or like these 1-day like huge events, like not necessarily every month, but like weekend tournaments can come back, but they need to be structured around the like major calendar. Because running a monthly
Yeah.
or a bi-weekly
SSS died to there being a major every weekend. right?
Exactly. Like and I've had many conversations about this. Is like I can never do better as a tournament organizer than a flight to somewhere else. I can't top that. Like my
Okay, that's your cap.
yeah,
as,
like my weekend tournament isn't going to be better than flying out a pro player to, let's say, like Canada or something for EGLX or even
Yeah.
out of state,
That's
because
that's an experience these players
it's an
want.
experience.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to be able to provide
There
that.
isn't enough money in Smash to make staying at home and putting in a 9 to 5 on a Sunday worth
Exactly.
it, because Smash is like very adventurous. They want to go party. They want to go see places they haven't seen. They want to play with people they don't play with often. And if you were like, hey, stay here and win $400,
Yeah, I mean
it's not enough.
it's like I could kind of do that out of state experience, like Boston or like Philly or like
Even if they're
all
not going
these
to
other,
win,
like-
though, they'd rather travel.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because traveling in itself is just dope. Like
It is, yeah.
everyone wants to.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
but what I
Big
can
agree
do
with
is
that.
like structure events around the calendar once, maybe like bi-monthly or something, like get these big events, run them in a day, everyone gets to hang out and it's like dope.
I think Elysium was way sicker than SSS.
yeah, 'cause it was ran better.
Whoa!
No, I think that those church
Bumped
venues
in.
though, are just like, it's so much nicer than being in the esports arena where it's loud, dark, crowded.
Esports arena, that vibe, I never
I never
It's
got into
sterile.
It's so Walmart, man.
Yeah,
It's very
it is.
Walmart.
You
And it's
know?
like, I have a list of
Thunder's
criteria.
at least Target.
My list of
fuck
like
up.
bad things is like hot,
Shilling has
loud.
come full circle.
Oh, please. Look where we're at.
Oops. I forgot. We all eaten.
We're eating and shitting in the same place, and there's
Yeah.
gonna be crossover
Right next to it.
But yeah, so I think weekend tournaments don't have to die, but they need to be structured differently. And
It just has to be smaller scale, right?
no, I think it's gonna be bigger scale. Like I think
Really?
we could do something like the Mango. It just can't happen every month. Like
there was
Oh,
a there was
okay,
a thing
that's-
about
you
like
know, is for it to not be
because like
monthly?
because like we need to just now that the calendars are released, thank God that actually happened. It's like I don't have to worry about like getting my day snaked, you know? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
because I have to like to properly do it. It's like especially with like some of the tournaments, like Smash Camp had it with Blood for Blood, where it's like the 2-week notice. It's like it's totally
yeah, that was
fucked.
that
Like
was weird.
after that, I was like in total fear. It's like, dude, I don't know if I could.
you don't
book
know
a
what Blur's
church day.
gonna do.
Yeah,
No,
I
that
You don't
literally
know if
to-
his
that happens
curly
to Bam
hammer is
literally
gonna
every
come
year.
down
it,
on
ba-
you.
it happened to Bam too.
Yeah,
like this year,
and people were
It's-
just like, "Sorry, bro, we didn't know."
it fucking sucks because like
It's one event we have a
a
year.
region like Australia only has one big event.
Yeah.
And like logistically, I know like a ton of work goes into it. Like Kalen
Oh yeah, they
It's
put in
like-
big work.
is on that shit, and
It's
like
it's crazy though. That, like every year the TOs are like, "Look at these pros are coming," and I'm like, "They're not coming." I talked to these guys. Like someone was trying to tell me that Johnny Kim was coming to the BAM that I flew back for, and I was like, "Oh, you asked him?" And I asked him about it at the next Power 9 or whatever, and he's like, "Yeah, yeah, it'd be cool. That'd be really cool, man."
Oh no.
And I was just like, "There's
That's
there is
the.
no." I'm like, "You want to go to the
that-
casino after this?" He's like, "Yep."
that
That was where that conversation ended.
It would be cool. That's like the
It would be cool.
It's like when you're talking to a girl and she's just like, "Oh, sorry, I'm busy this week." Like,
but like,
just
I'd
a blanket.
I'd love
like,
to, but
yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, it's like.
but all these
I
other
get it.
things,
That's
though.
okay.
There's just a lot of things.
soft no's are always the
Soft
hardest
no.
to
Yeah.
take.
It's just like, why don't you just say fuck Bam? Like instead of being like, oh, it'd be cool to
That's
go.
what I'm about, dude. Just say
No, don't
like
say fuck Bam. I love
no,
Bam.
I know, but just
Because
say
he doesn't want to say fuck Bam.
No, yeah, Johnny Kim actually had a
'Cause
great
it would
time
be
in
cool to
Australia.
go.
It would be cool, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking
but like, it just then reality kicks in. I gotta work that day.
I was
you
I
know,
was talking more about the politics that TOs are like, dude, I'm so sorry this happened. It's like, no, dude, like you're kind
You're
of
not.
out. Yeah, like no TO is sorry for snaking an event.
but
like,
also the logistics of sending a player to Australia to compete with probably only Armada, if that. Maybe only one guy's gonna go and he's gonna win. And if that's not gonna be you, then it's like the team would rather spend.
It becomes like a sort of a vacation / adventure.
yeah,
Like.
Yeah.
Like thing.
Oh, I mean, it's a cool
if you
experience.
don't think
and
you're going to win.
honestly, like I think the Norwalk guys are still talking about their Australia trip to this day, but it's like
They were just born in the wrong
they
continent.
they
bro.
love the Aussies.
they love it. Yeah, we had a great week. It's hard to convince a team that sending up someone is good, that it's worth their investment to buy this $1,000 ticket when they can buy the $200 one, and you can go beat somebody 3 ranks above you. You know,
Yeah.
or 5 ranks above you,
Yeah.
or 10 ranks above you. Instead of like, hey, go to this literally the furthest continent from where you're at now and play against Armada, who's gonna beat you,
yeah,
Right,
if
right.
that at all. You know.
There was a thread that was like, if other top players had their tournament, how would they go?
well, Hungerbucks
their
tried
own
it
tournament?
this weekend.
I know that was so funny that no one
Hurrybuck's
saw
just
that.
straight farmed his
Yeah.
own tournament. Yeah. No drinking for him there.
Someone, I think it was Chroma. He's like tuned into that HBox tournament, and it was just like him carefully back airing an ices in grand finals or something like that.
You know what? That's kind of nice though. He's at a church, just drinking a Monster Energy and just getting it done. You know.
Anytime
somewhere in
ices are
regional
getting
Florida.
it, he's like, whatever, that's fine.
all
no
of a-
matter what he
you know
thinks
what?
about
this
HBox.
is a great.
All of a sudden, he's an HBox apologist out of
Like
nowhere.
Red
I
Ben.
think- No, because that's more like we're doing this big like esports party thing, and he's just playing Melee.
Now it's like I got barred from the VIP, and
I didn't want in on the VIP.
He wanted it so
He
bad.
wanted
Remember
it at
Gods and
all.
Gatekeepers?
I wanted it
I
then
think he
because I
just-
wanted to fucking practice.
You think they weren't drinking then?
Dude, the VIP
This was
section
literally
at
just
Gods and
got-
Gatekeepers was just good
He
setups
was
with
so
good
mad.
people.
He
and
was so
the reason I
mad.
was mad was because random people were just straight walking in, much worse than myself
You
at
can
Melee.
say it. Miguel was there.
Miguel
And it was-
Ludwig.
it was
And
bullshit.
but the thing is, there were setups in there, so I wanted to play.
I was media.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
this time, there was just a lot of people drinking in the room with snacks, and I was like, eh.
Yeah.
No,
well, there
there's-
was melee.
There were setups back then.
Really?
yeah,
yeah.
you couldn't see it. because you shouldn't be able to with your plebeian eyes.
We only
Sorry, I didn't ask
the
one of
win-
my connections, bro.
the win-
Sorry, I didn't.
the
didn't
window
go up the chain.
the window part was like, oh, it's just like.
Yeah, it looked like a lounge, and then there's another room where there was melee.
Oh, okay.
Dewan, by the way, I saw him
was
back.
schlumped.
He was. I
He
think
was definitely.
it was
slumped.
big time.
Okay, this is actually like really funny,
That's
and
the
it was
manga,
like
though, being slumped.
Boom.
the only like hard part about running bracket was actually towards the end of like second wave, like around 6
Was
o'clock,
dragging Dewan's body.
getting
into
Dewan to play matches, and like he was in round 1 losers of top 64 because of course he was drinking the whole time, and so he got upset in winners.
Was it by? It was by
Trikelman.
Trikelman.
Trikelman,
Was that in
which
winners?
counts. It counts.
No, no,
You
no.
know what? I'm really
Because you
upset.
go
I'm
up
really
to
upset I didn't beat Trike, so that I didn't get to farm a wasted Dewan. and just be
Wasted
like,
Dewan. You go up to Trike because I was talking to him afterwards.
and you know I would have been on the Mega Christmas bandwagon. I would have been like, my win counts too.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, you go up to Trike and he's like, I was like, dude, did you beat Dewan? He's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
that's how bad it was.
Yeah, and Trikelman's the kind of guy who's just like so
He's-
honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not gonna like.
He's not gonna ham it up.
I
Be like,
got that.
yeah, I got that W was the
I got
first
that.
win.
I got that one game on Hugo
However,
at
San
Gotham Gate
Diego as a
Sweepers.
whole used to, they used to eat off of Trike's win on Wobbles' Mario at Evo.
Really?
Yeah, they used to be like, "What the fuck's
How
good?"
does that one
What the
feed the
fuck's
family,
good?
dude? That's a very small one to carve up in enough ways to feed all the San Diego Smashes.
There's definitely rationing that happens.
Yeah, that's
That's
not,
like that-
That's not that gift.
The
with
gift
the
with
sliced
yeah, slicing
transparent
the,
bread.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're both on the Mickey from Fantasia. Hey, but speaking of ice climbers, though,
What?
an ice climber, specifically Nana, was called a very rude word on
She
commentary.
was.
See you next
See
Tuesday.
you next Tuesday.
Oh,
by now I would say
Legend.
iconic
Yeah.
commentator.
You know what? I think he's gonna. I might be a Colt Nothai fan.
Fuck, dude. Look,
Look,
no
all I'm
thigh-
saying is,
Look, he got stabbed on a bus one day. Maybe while I'm on the sidecast, he quit bothering
are
me
you being
about it.
metaphorical about this?
No, dude, you didn't see that? I was
Nothai
commentating
got
at
stabbed
Nimbus.
on a bus.
I was commentating at Nimbus. I don't want to. I'll abridge this so he can
Christ.
one day tell the entire story. But we were just talking about stuff, and I made some joke about something. I don't even know. He's like, "Yeah, I got stabbed once." And I was like,
What?
Really? For real?" He's like, "Yeah, I was on a bus." And he just told me the whole story, and it's on stream. There's a VOD of this.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's so hype. And he's alive, which is so sick too,
Clip
right?
that.
He
Yeah.
made it.
I respect anyone who survives stabbing and
Yeah.
or shooting.
That's sick, but
He's-
unfortunately, he dropped the "See You Next Tuesday" directly targeted at a female NPC.
You know what though? As soon as I,
Miles heard
so,
that.
so
Okay.
we were talking about
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Like,
Miles-
yeah, that is pretty fucked
no,
up.
no,
that
no,
sucks.
he
No,
was like,
Miles
he
was
like,
like,
no-
"What the fuck? Like, why would he even say that on commentary?"
Yeah, yeah.
And then like you gave him the
No, I was
context.
like-
yeah, he called Nana it, and he was like, "Wait, so what's the problem?"
He said Nana is a, and I was like, look,
Jesus.
I'm not saying I would have said that on commentary myself. Probably would have strayed away from that specific word.
But he's
if
not
we're-
wrong.
If we're getting it, I mean,
But if we're getting down to brass tacks here,
am I still a Nothai fan? Perhaps.
Jesus Christ, your Ices hate it's so you could like stick Ices on anything. You'd be like, I don't like that. Like,
Yeah.
You know what though? It's not like disdain for a person or for a thing. It's just like an animal. I really don't. I don't actually feel the hate that much. It's like, oh, there's gum on my shoe again. You know, it's like you don't. It's not like you hate the gum. It's just like, why does it have to be there?
right. It sucks that the gum is there.
Yeah, it's like, oh, my dog did a poo. Like, that's ice climb. It's just like annoying.
By the way, I was reading this and it says, not recommended for children, pregnant / breastfeeding women or individuals sensitive to caffeine. That is good.
No children, no pregnant, no
No NP.
caffeine sensitives.
But that I thought that was good. I've never drinking one of these because I am
Sensitive to caffeine,
Pregnant.
And
So-
also a little kid.
and a little kid
a
and a
little boy.
child.
That's rough, dude. I didn't know it was so hardcore. I'm sorry. I
It's
just gotta
very
look. How many
caffeinated.
caffeines? How many caffeines in it?
It's actually not that bad in
Doesn't tell you.
sugar, which is why I like it.
That's
How
good.
much do I have to
I'm trying to cut back on
get?
sugar.
How much money do I have to source from somewhere to get you to shotgun these on camera?
You already did that, didn't you?
I've done. There's a Twitter.
Oh, there's a Twitter video.
There's a Twitter
there's a
video where he
tweet.
shotgunned to Europe. It was back when we weren't friends.
Yeah, it was back when I.
And,
Oh,
and I
That's
remember
probably why it didn't get around.
Yeah.
Then.
I remember seeing it and I was like, hell yeah, soldier.
Shotgun to Europe at
In the
12
dark.
a.m. on
Oh,
New
it is New
Year's.
Year's.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah, I
New Year's.
forgot.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
sick.
Worst decision of my life. It fucked me up. Yeah.
You know Matty Ice knows how to shotgun a Europe.
Dude, someone was.
Matty
who
Ice
was it?
comes in at 11:59 to 12:01. on New
That's
Imagine
Year's.
that. He gets 2 minutes to rain chaos.
Yeah.
What else?
I think it was Ben or something was like, hey, what's Dawson's name? Like, what's his actual name? I was like, it's Matthew.
It's funny. I was talking to Cam.
I just never hear that.
I
Yeah.
was talking to
it's
Cam
very
in the
foreign.
back room, and he's like, "Hey, Dawson's over there. You should call him Matthew."
Classic
You know
Cam,
what's
dude.
fucked up is like you did that right now, and earlier in the house we were talking about Cam's inflection
You should call him Matthew.
and how it makes stuff so much.
Hey,
Like,
It's so funny.
what do you mean?
What?
what do you
What?
mean?
He just does this with his hands. And then I did, and I was like, "Hey, Matthew," you said you didn't skip a beat. You just kept walking towards me. I was like, "If you ever fucking say that again, like I'm gonna
I feel like I'll stomp you out in this.
cave you."
I'll cave your chest into this.
There was also
Have you looking like Ludwig?
there was like a fucking bouncy house, which I feel like someone in the chat said something like excommunicate him to the bouncy house or something like that.
To this, okay, because Chroma earlier in the day, there was like a sticky wall thing, like a
Yeah, like a
jumper.
Velcro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He put it on and then went on commentary.
Oh, what a
and
god! I
commentated.
can't believe I didn't see that.
It was very early on
so
in the day,
smart.
and like.
This man's is on his bullshit.
Yeah, it was like one of the funniest things. And he's like, "Do you want me to take it off?" And I was like, "No, dude, this is like good." I was like,
This is funny. This is worth somebody not being able to use it outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But-
What if the people just kind of standing around be like, "What?"
But I also
I'm
think-
trying to bounce, bro.
"Yeah, I think once you see the person with the Velcro vest on commentary, and someone calling Nana
See you
expletive,
next
yeah.
Tuesday.
You
You know
sh-
it's the mango.
Yeah, it's like you
That
should
is the
know."
mango. Saying something that you might say around different company, but actually in front of thousands of viewers on a stream is
Yeah.
the mango.
It was also on the mango. It was on the mango stream. It
Did
wasn't
they-
like
those guys-
Gimmer was behind.
Those guys
the
are no,
fucking-
true, yeah.
they're
like,
no stranger to nuking VODs.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
Norwalk has
it's
some,
every day, bro.
Yeah,
There's some VODs that get pretty brazy on
Fuck
there.
off, dude. Norwalk has some nukes.
I love It's Every Day, bro.
Dude, it's so good, and I didn't even know it was a fucking.
The fact that it was a Logan Paul thing, though, makes it even funnier.
In a way, yeah. I'm just glad I learned. I'm just
Like,
glad
I
I
re-
heard Ludwig say it, and then I thought it was funny rather than like hearing that it was a Logan Paul thing. Because then I
Him
might have been
saying
like, I don't want
him
to say
saying it actually isn't that funny.
that. Ludwig?
No,
No,
Logan
no.
Paul.
Oh, okay.
Ludwig saying it is really funny because
It's
he just
it's
he
a
does-
literal
Because it
song.
should come out of
You
his
guys know
mouth.
that, right?
Yeah.
I don't even heard
Yeah.
It comes from a fucking song. So
On
liking
that
that
Disney
shit,
Channel flow.
yeah, like
I don't know.
liking that
Yeah.
shit.
I'll never watch it.
ironically,
I'll never watch
is
it.
whack as fuck.
Sometimes, like
I don't
I've
think
never.
It's,
I've
it's not
to
ironic
this,
for me. The phrase "It's every day, bro" said in a deadpan fashion when someone gives you a compliment.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
you know, Logan Paul plays Mailer.
That's gang.
Yeah, he's an Ices man.
That's
fuck
Got
this
him,
guy.
got
That was a good setup. Yeah.
I saw his face drop
No,
instantly.
Dude, I still haven't seen. I don't know what Harlem Shake is. I still haven't. These huge wave memes that I missed the first pass.
Yeah, I feel like you
I
have to be
noticed-
in
I just
high
stay
school,
away.
middle school
I
for
noticed
those.
you're kind of like on the back burner for like
I'll,
big memes.
yeah,
You're on the Tumblr memes,
yeah. They're dude, I love
and
them
they,
so
sometimes they
much.
come late, dude.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's really
circulation.
funny. Like, remember Harlem Shake was like this big fucking thing, and I just didn't know what it was. So all I could do was imagine, like, what the fuck this was.
Dude, hitting the
It's like people
quad.
did it in a plane, and I'm like, huh? There's a bunch of people did it in the mall. I'm like, okay, like I don't know what the fuck is going on here, and I still don't.
It's like when you're a little kid and you don't know what sex is, but you hear conversations about it.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, it's like rocket ships or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
like, they're doing something.
Yeah, it's dinosaurs.
Yeah, yeah. Hitting the Quan became a cult classic between my Australian friends.
Hitting
Is-
the Quan.
Yeah, it's a get down low and hit the Quan. It's a
Yeah.
song. It's another one of those dance song
Okay.
viral videos.
Well, I will say though, Soldier Boy, I never slept on one of those.
Oh, you were
You were up on.
you were cranking that.
Yes, I was. Because
You
real
were
recognize
Supermaning.
real. I was Supermaning that hoe.
That
yeah.
nano? I didn't want you to say
That-
that.
yeah,
you kind
I
of
was-
stomped on
I-
the bit there. Because
I like that.
yeah,
nano.
yeah, that's. I was trying to get mine out. I was like, I know he's gonna say it. I gotta stop.
You gotta stop it.
you gotta stop him.
What else happened in the Mangus? I could have swore there was like because we sat earlier in the other room just like, all right guys, we're gonna talk about because we always have to sit down and
And think about what's a fucking.
And
Hey,
talk
whoa,
Dawson was like- Dawson-
don't take the curtain like that. They don't want to see the meat factory of this show.
Dawson was like, I don't want to talk about the Mangus. I'm like, Shut the fuck up. What else are we gonna talk about?
Yeah.
But
Well,
there was
no.
a couple things that
Hey,
we
3
listed.
friends.
For
The three of
context, I was
us.
like, I don't want to talk about the mangas. I lived the mangas for like 3 or 4 days. Like, I'm over the mangas.
Yeah, well, we lived it for one.
Yeah.
I
You're
lived it for
welcome.
a hot 4 hours.
Yeah.
You guys are welcome that it ran so good.
Stop serving hot dogs there. The
That's not my-
nitrates aren't good for
That's not
children.
my.
Don't you get it? I thought you were vegan.
What's that?
Oh, is
What?
honey only allowed at the fucking
What?
mangus?
What? That's a Tim Heidecker bit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Exposed.
No,
Are you
please,
serious?
Yeah.
Okay. This Oscars, he did like a fucking like on cinema at the Oscars this
Mhm.
year. And there's a part where like he brought in hot dogs as a vendor, and he like ate a hot dog. He's like, these are just trash. I can't have nitrates. What the fuck is going on?
What? Really?
I swear to God.
That's so sick.
thought
have
you
to
were
watch
referencing
that.
that.
No, I haven't seen the Oscars. Another thing I just never watched.
Oh yeah, we actually didn't watch. What were we doing? I remember
We were doing this instead
The
of
Oscars?
the Oscars.
Is
well, I
that
mean,
something you
that's-
watch?
No, I just heard that you drink champagne. So I was
You drink
interested.
champagne.
Really, I'm on board.
You drink
Yeah, no,
champagne.
the way Ludwig explained it, who was the it was you pitching it to me.
You-
Ludwig
well-
is our window into normie culture.
Yeah,
No,
he's-
I've heard about
news
like
is
people
important to him.
gamble. Like I've gambled with my friends on the Oscars just because
Okay.
it's very like
Yeah, you
It's
gotta
fun.
gamble on something.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when Lud was pitching it to him, it was like, oh, you just like drink and bet, and Miles was just
And I
like,
was like, well, where would I go?
yeah,
So we don't have to go to the casino. We can just stay at home.
yeah.
That's kind of how Mario Party is though. There's
It's
a lot
a
of there's a lot of betting on Mario Party.
there is a lot.
It's well,
yeah.
it was like a degenerate Power 9 coin flips.
Oh no,
Yeah,
those
tho-
are bad.
Those are hot.
Those
You know
got
what though?
They're bad for you.
Yeah,
Every time you're fucking on
Dude,
a
I'm
bad
always-
beat, every time you lose in Melee, it wasn't your fault. Every time you lose in Mario Party,
taking-
it wasn't your fault.
No,
every time
no.
you
I
lose
take
some
a lot of-
flips.
I take a lot of melee. I will take my melee L's.
Yeah, but then you'll be on some like, I don't know, he's just not good. And it's like,
Yeah, he's not. I'm just.
It was
bad dude.
ices. It was ices in my controller.
I'm just
I
saying
will
that-
say Melee, you take your L's the best. but on some
Coin
flips,
flips?
I mean, you can't just say they're
I
bad.
take my, no, I'm just saying they got like when you're flipping for like just the pole
I think-
hole. We were all saying this is cursed.
was
The-
pretty
It was
cursed,
called the
yeah.
cursed
I
Power
think-
9 for a reason.
No, I think Paul got you on like 7 flips in a row.
Yeah, that's
It
why I'm
was
saying it
pretty
was
bad.
dirty, dude.
Fucked.
Yeah.
You know what?
We
I
had to
think,
check the coin.
I think lifetime. Yeah, we were legitimately
Yeah, we were
taking
like,
a look
wait,
at the
wait,
wait.
wait.
I think we used like, and we had to switch coins, and it was.
Yeah,
It
got
hit a
bad.
shoe
I
at
think
one
lifetime I'm about 2-13 against Paul
point.
flipping.
Paul on flips.
Yeah.
And that's on third party flipping, right?
Oh, I
That
mean,
always
it's
third
not-
party.
he's asking me to call it. Like,
Yeah. It's,
If Paul does it. If Paul's the most honest gambler there.
Yes.
is.
he would
Paul
never.
would never cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
Unless
no reason
getting
to.
it to bracket is.
You know what, he-
Fast boy.
Fast boy. Hey, shouts to Fast Boy hitting his run. Am I
Yeah.
right? That counts too. 4 Fast Boy at the
Could you-
mango.
Could you imagine just like
Who
the
did
PR
Fast Boy
panel
beat?
like doesn't know?
Combo Fest played as Fast Boy
And
at,
MV2.
and beat.
He was seated. I caught him.
He's seated. Yeah.
He
Everything
talked
was-
to me about it.
everything
Fast Boy was
legit.
like, I literally can't go. Give it to Paul, and I was like, thank you for telling me this and not
yeah.
someone not showing
And
up.
then who did he beat?
He unfortunately beat Dr. Light, which
Oh yeah, that's
I-
right. So that's a good win.
I
That's
w-
fine.
would like to make a public apology to Dr. Light because
Because he thought he was gonna play Faster Man Plus.
no, so he got like fucking it. That set got
Oh,
that was the
yeah!
set that got interrupted.
Yeah.
That was fucked up, and I like everyone scolded that guy afterwards.
So
and
one of-
he was trying to die on the hill too, which was so weird.
What?
Yeah.
So anyway, one of the during combo, aka Fast Boy and Dr. Light's set, this guy kept going up
it was-
behind them.
yeah.
And it was it game 3.
It was game 3 when I think it started to happen.
This
up until
one of the
like
TO
last
staff,
stock.
one of the TO staff got behind him and was like, "You guys got to get up. We got to play tournament. This is for tournament. You guys got to get up." And
Holy.
it was tournament. But then it leads
And he
me.
just kept saying it.
He kept saying it. I think he started like, I don't know if he touched him. But he was like-
"That's assault, brother."
That's assault.
Why didn't one of them
That's
say it is tournament and just keep playing?
That's what I'm wondering. What happened?
I think what happened was it was like literally like
It was just like-
game 3 last
oh,
stock.
it
I
was like such a
cannot-
close moment.
Yeah.
I cannot spend any brain power besides.
Yeah, because like the moment I look over, I'm gonna get
hit.
kneed.
Yeah.
That's
And what
insane.
happened was Dr. Light looked over and said, "It's fucking tournament."
Oh
and,
no!
And Fast Boy got up there.
and this guy was just like, "No, bro, what?"
yeah,
bro?
and then like
shit.
I think Dr. Light is like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
You know what?
Like Esteban was like, "Why the fuck would you do that?
Oh
Why
my
are you here?"
God.
And it's
I had
like-
the same thing. I asked Nick. He was playing against Tobes, and I just assumed that Nick and Tobes weren't playing in tournament.
Oh no!
So I was just like, hey, can I put my controller in your bag? and like went to grab his bag. I wasn't like, he was here, I was here, and I kind of like reached under the table to grab his bag, and he's like, "I'm playing tournament right now, bro," and all I was thinking was, I'm praying that he wins, because I'm gonna hear about this after the game.
Yeah.
And I was brainstorming of ways where I could have that conversation, and I was like,
You're just mentally preparing.
I was
Yeah.
like, I have to just accept what I've done.
Yeah.
Because I myself get so mad in that spot. I didn't bump him, I didn't touch him, which is like the big pet peeve for me,
yeah.
is getting like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hard bump in
Yeah,
the
I hate
back,
that,
which is
yeah.
the worst. When I'm tilted and I get bumped, I just literally want to spike my control. Like, that's the only time I'd consider spiking over melee.
Lack
and
of
Mario Party.
space.
Yeah, no, Mario Party, there's a lot. There's a lot of things that could make a spike happen. 2 lotteries in a game, see you later.
No, but
But-
the Dr. Light thing was fucked.
Yeah, and I what I realized to myself when I was thinking that is, I just have to, I must accept what I've done. And just take the L and be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was really angry about that.
And this guy was saying no.
This
He
guy
didn't
was
do a
like,
shit.
What do you mean? I have to run bracket 2 or some shit. Like, I didn't hear what he said, but apparently he was just like trying to stand his ground.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Estimon was like, "What are you talking
The
about?"
tablecloth is blue, bro. I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, of all the times
fuck?
to
Yeah.
take a stand, that's really not one of them.
Dude, it's just like you did wrong.
Just say sorry. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
You're not going to replay the game. It's just, you got to say sorry, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Paul felt bad about it too, but
Yeah.
he was Paul's also the type to be like, "Yeah, I was fucked up. I feel really bad, but I'd take those."
What's up? Oh,
Slide a
I'm
bit
out
this
of
way.
frame. My bad.
Yeah. Get the fuck out.
But yeah, I was on the subject of getting nudged.
Did you get nudged yesterday? Who nudged you?
I got nudged. No, I didn't
Tell
get
me.
nudged. I totally forgot. Doesn't matter. Don't nudge players.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard.
Shimmy.
It's hard in crowded
Shimmy
venues,
through.
though. You have to be a
It
good
is tough.
shimmier,
Yeah.
and it's easy to not see somebody or have someone bump you into a player.
Yeah,
You know?
that's ooh.
Yeah. The
That's like the progressive.
It's like a car pile up.
insurance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everyone's got to get their insurance out, bro.
And it's like when you get rear-ended and then you hit a car in front of you,
Yeah.
you're liable for the car in front of you.
Everyone's got to get their insurance out, bro.
Yeah,
And you
it's
got to
dominoes.
settle it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, during Wave 2, I think it got like really tight. Like, I think generally it wasn't yeah, it was really.
It was a little packed in there.
And you know what?
I
Me
don't
and-
think it was as packed as people thought it was gonna be.
Me and Ben were sitting there and we were like, I hate
You-
tournaments, man.
You and Ben, man, fuck
You
y'all.
guys are just on that Mario Party. I'm gonna get drunk every day and play Mario Party. Shit.
Well, that's a really weird tip to be said like that. You know, it's like what?
Yeah,
like,
we-
like-
That's
like-
what it is.
Yeah, we think it's weird.
No, it's like, yeah, I've just seen a lot of guys go down that get drunk every day and play Mario Party Road, you know, and you're just another one falling down that very well trodden path. You know what I'm saying?
The
You
fucking,
just said
yeah,
it like
no,
it was a thing that has happened to his homies before. He's like, yeah, bro, I just see you less and less. You're always on that party grind.
that's gonna be the Miles True Hollywood story. It's just
Yeah.
like-
He just started partying, man.
it's just like, and then lottery hit, and then he spiked his really good controller, and he was like, I'm done with melee. I'm done with it.
The motherboard broke internally, and he was just. He didn't even care. He just wanted those coins back. He
The
said,
chance time just set him off.
he
bro.
said, I'd give the dash back up again just for those 100 coins.
Yeah.
and he was down in stars.
Yeah, it's the
That was something I also hated about the fucking mangoes. We weren't allowed to run UCF.
who made that rule?
Yeah, that does suck.
That was like the only thing.
Whose thing was that?
I believe. I don't want to name names, but it wasn't.
Gonna name names.
I don't wanna name names.
Secret podcast now.
No, I think it was just Mango Taffa because they had to like.
They have to appease the council.
I fucking hate that, by the way.
Le council.
Fuck the council.
the-
Fuck.
One of the
everything
guys
about
that
that.
work here, he's asking me about like the power structure of melee, and we just had a big talk. I was like, okay, so there's
So
like
there's
these
a council
5
of
guys.
25.
Yeah, but then there's 25 over here, and dashback has to do with polling rates and the controller and inherent game. And he was just like, like this is wild.
He's just
Yeah.
like, you guys really have taken your party game too far.
Yeah. Oh, it's 5 guys who like apparently have done a lot for the community, but they just say they're in charge now.
Yeah, that's
And I guess we have to fucking do it.
yeah.
It's an oligarchy. You look up the fucking definition
Of oligarchy.
in a dictionary, and it's a small group of people.
But you know what?
I
Melee's
absolutely
there's
hate that
always
shit,
been
dude.
a like East Coast, West Coast. They used to play with items, and then East wouldn't. You know, West Coast would play with items, and there's always been that. No, we do it our way, and now they're trying to tell us that we're global. It's we're
Oh no!
globalized.
Check the documents.
The globalists.
The globalists are
Yeah,
coming.
you know what I mean? Like
Turn to
now,
the frog's gay.
Now we all need to get our tinfoil hats
Melee Wars.
and check
Yeah.
the documents. But yeah, it seems weird. Like Juggle Guy had wobbling banned for a long time after other people didn't, you know.
Mm.
And it was like, you make your own rules, and if you don't like it,
So-
don't come.
What I was telling the guy earlier today was like, the thing is that anyone can host a tournament, and you could have it be like, okay, only Ness,
Yeah,
come or don't.
yeah. And
And
people probably wouldn't show up. But
Yeah.
everybody who shows
would
up,
show up.
yeah. Everybody who shows up is like this weird, exactly pretty much the same person caricature. You know how
They
you,
all
like,
look the same.
you know how people who main Yoshi have like the Yoshi hat, Yoshi slippers, Yoshi backpack.
Yeah.
They have it all, right?
Just
And
have
it's just
all
like kind of this.
striped shirts.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I feel like people who love Ness are also a very like similar boy.
Ness.
Ness lovers are the same as Yoshi lovers.
There's a Ness player. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. Yeah, they're all the same.
Which one?
And HBox is a
Think
Ness
about it.
player. So think about that.
Think
Think about that next time you want to pick up the boy.
Leave the boy alone.
You know what? I actually love the boy. I wish he was better.
You're a
but-
boy main, and that's why you became a Puff main. You're just like HBox.
No, actually.
You're goth HBox.
Whoa.
Why would you say such hurt?
I
What'd
think,
you
I think
say?
we have to nuke this VOD
What'd
now
you
for
say?
everything to be
What'd you
okay.
I think
Pack
I
it up. Let's get out of here.
That made me really like emotional just now. I think I'm gonna cry.
You just said it in the heat of the moment, dude.
Yeah.
You didn't
Dawson
mean
had.
I'm still like recovering.
I was
from-
near Vish, bro, last night.
It rubbed off, the
Yeah,
sauce?
The sus.
The sus.
sus. I was lost in the sus.
That's a bad place to be. Out of control on sus.
What
You wake up yelling at Hugo.
Yeah,
You know,
that's,
you'll come to in a place and you're like,
Oh.
why am I don't mean these things.
yeah. Your Twitter is just your phone is
It
hot
just-
because of all the
And
notifications.
it's just really bad old jokes.
You like
The
wait,
entire, all the tweets are just really, really
You're like,
shitty.
no, no.
you wake up in a cold sweat, just fuck Hugo, and you look at your phone in hand and at Hugs 86, and you're just like, what's happening
What have
to
I
me?
done? I also this happened in the Discord earlier, but like I am not a fan of deleting. We talked about this last time with EE. Is like if like I don't ever delete shit, obviously on the Discord because we run it, but like unless it's like nudity or like gore or something that the
Yeah.
eye is just like ouch.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of deleting things because I believe that mistakes should always be out in the open, and so
no
I'm-
walksies, backsies.
no walks, dude. I'm not with that. I don't even edit
I
my
don't know,
comments.
man.
you know what I
Don't
mean?
shake people's hands when you've been talking sweet.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
whole
No, that's
time.
that. What do you think of nuking VODs though? Like leaving
Okay,
a Twitch
that's-
clip up
I mean,
that's
it's
where
that's
somebody's
different.
career
That's-
is like on the line.
I
That's
mean, it's up to
different, yeah.
them, right? But like,
That's their content.
honestly,
right?
the idea is that you should be there enough that you don't have to make that decision.
That's
you know what I
different
mean?
because it's such a gray area because it's like you could get banned on Twitch from like Norwalk. I
yeah,
don't know, like
but live
being
with
shirtless.
Norwalk
live with your
shenanigans.
mistakes,
Air
right?
humping,
Live with
you
your
know?
mistakes. Like you did violate the TOS. Live with it.
yeah.
Twitch is
For real.
okay.
I-
If we're
I
being real,
disagree- I
Twitch's
disagree with that,
TOS is stupid.
I mean,
It's getting more
I
stupid,
guess
but-
I guess I'm thinking more in the terms of like tweets and like written content.
I
Okay.
think
Like
attacking someone.
Also, to be fair, like if I made a really shitty video about
Yeah.
something and it sucked and it's embarrassing, yeah, I'm
You
probably
probably
gonna
delete it
delete
Like
because
the
you're a
whole-
perfectionist too, and you like your library to be very tight.
I do, yeah.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't want to.
I wouldn't want to stain on that
You want a
archive.
You got a box in me on your YouTube channel.
Yes.
Oof.
No, not on my watch. No, but
Hey, look that up, guys. Actually, if you're watching this video, look up. You got a box in me.
Oh man, Ludwig's stock's gonna go down again. That was the
It's so
trigger
high,
from last
yeah.
time.
Oh, it really.
It really was. We
Oh,
started ripping him
jeez,
about you
man.
got a box in me, and everything started falling
I'm
apart.
hoping that we're strong enough now as a family and as a friend group to live through another "you got a box in me"
Me
wave.
too. Me too.
Because last time it really it shocked us all to our core.
Yeah. Ludwig just
It was
goes
the
out-
Pandora's
I-
box
I-
in me, if you will.
Jesus. Oh God.
It won't close.
But what were we talking about? Yeah, what I'm saying is like if you make a shit tweet, that is your tweet. You did that, and it's different when you're like making a content piece. Like I don't know, streaming is again this weird like piece of media that
It's
we
supposed
don't know
to,
what
it's
it is.
supposed to
yet.
be real, but it's also a performance art.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be candid. It's like kind of like reality TV,
Yes,
but without a producer.
exactly.
Like people on the Clint Stevens stream, my favorite streamer, Clint Stevens, they would always say producers made him throw the run because it's like not time for a PB in the script
That's
yet.
pretty funny. I like that.
You know, they just be like, damn producers.
I like that joke, and I hate the melee is scripted joke.
Yeah, no,
Melee
me too.
scripted has always been a cooked joke.
Yeah, but that's a mainstream my own bit.
No,
you know?
that shit's scuffed.
All
dude.
that, all
That's
that.
that's scuffed as hell.
Oh,
scuffed,
by the way,
dude.
speaking of, I was apparently
that is scuffed.
You dead that.
to counter our Ludwig shitting on. I was on the reads apparently, which Ludwig edits. But apparently, half
I
of-
love Lud. Disclaimer.
We all do. Yeah. Halfway of the episode, half of the episode is, I think it's half, is some guy named Slime Machine on NetPlay playing against Toph and Scar, and they're just talking shit on me and saying all
Oh,
this
like
shit
about as if it's really you.
me. It's not me. That's not my NetPlay account.
You just had a really
I know.
bad session and trying to wipe it. wash your hands
what
with it.
what I was saying is the guy's pretty good, and I'm like, this guy might be better than me, and that's even like worse or better.
That somebody who's lame enough to Smurf as you is in fact just still. But that almost that
What if he's
hurts.
the-
I
right?
know.
What if-
I don't know whether
'cause, like,
it's cool or not.
It's like this weird Venn diagram where he's like, A, lame enough to Smurf as somebody as you,
yeah.
and B, good enough at Melee for it to be like,
Yeah, I know.
like
It's
is that,
fucked.
Is that
Is it a
pat
good
on
thing,
the back or is it
That's
just
that's exactly what I said
the
earlier.
biggest stain you've ever copped?
I know. I don't know what to think.
I
Vote
think you
on your
just-
phones now.
Just have to stop thinking about it.
It's not bothering me at all. It's just I think it's really funny is that they have
It's a
15
weird
minutes
paradox.
of content dedicated to a guy that's just not even me, which in I guess retrospect makes it a lot funnier.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
the Scar and
actually.
Toph show, like, if they're not going to
Three,
sit
it's
there and be
different.
like,
It's different.
oh, the reads. I'm sorry.
Very different.
The reads.
The-
It's different.
It's Scar and Toph, and they're doing stuff.
We're Scar Tophin.
We're
doing
doing stuff.
In before, that's the name of their next show.
Scar and Toph doing stuff.
I would watch
They
that. If it was just
soundbite
like-
that and use it.
If it was just them playing golf or like hanging out, I would watch that.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
would be
just
cool.
doing.
Is the
real life
read
stuff.
is the reads like good?
I don't know. I never watched it.
It's this weird hybrid of a live show that then gets cut up, right?
I've actually watched it. You know what's
Yeah,
fucking
But it doesn't
wild
get
about
streamed.
It
I've-
doesn't get streamed.
No, it gets recorded and then cut up
Yeah, I think
by Ludwig on DirtsGaming.com.org /low.
they're
Yeah.
playing, and if they're imagine you and me are playing and we're trying to make something a good piece of content, and I'm like, I don't think this guy's Slime Machine. This is potentially just a Smurf. In fact, I know his net play
That's true.
I'm not gonna bring
That's
that
a
up.
really good point.
Like I'm
yeah.
gonna talk about you because you're an interesting person to talk about for that 15 minutes instead
Yeah.
of being a realist and be like, actually his net play name is Ganondorf 420 Blazed boy.
But then you could
Catch
turn
me.
that around and be like, this isn't him, and start shitting on the guy for.
No, but
smurfing
that's
as you.
that's
But
a,
then
that's
you're
like
making
how,
too much
how,
of a read.
And
so
how
it's
far
like,
can you go
no
on
pun
shitting on
intended.
a guy who's smurfing? And it's like
too much of a
what you can do is bring up a lot of the funny things Anthony said, or give your opinion on somebody who's also a figure in the scene, or
yeah.
believing that it's actually him is so beneficial
That's
that
a
you
good
wouldn't
point.
bring up if it was a Smurf, even if you knew.
Yeah. So I'm with that, and I don't mind it. It's just really
I'm not
funny.
saying they knew either, by the way.
It's just really funny that like you hear because Ludwig I even found out because Ludwig went
Dude,
home
the
to
reads
edit
is
it.
the reads is such an. It's like the.
Ludwig went
it's
home
like
to edit
normie melee, as normie as melee
You
content
know, okay,
gets.
I was gonna say something.
go for it.
Do you remember when I was?
Ludwig,
You
as he was
always do
because he
this.
came home, he always do it.
Hey,
last
you're gonna
night,
do this
last night he
right
was
now?
drunk, and Dave asked me a question about like humor or something, and Miles just has a beer's like, you know what? And I was like,
He is.
I am speaking now.
I think we actually gave him shit for the you know what.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
he was like,
Alright,
I
guys.
don't do that.
Anyway,
You know what?
what I was saying, like, I didn't even find out because Ludwig sent me a Snapchat when he was editing it. He's like, haha, get fucked. And it said Slime Machine. I'm like, is that the reads? That wasn't me, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I was like, that was like the day before, too. I don't know.
I think it's. I mean, I think it's funny though.
What's fucked up?
It is funny, yeah. It's chill.
It's a weird realm to be in.
By the way, the guy.
You should have played him for real. Honestly,
said-
that would have been even funnier.
It would be funny.
Slime God versus
He said his region was Pasadena, which mine has always said Los Angeles on it. My NetPlay account is Slime God. And it's funny because someone parsed through my data, found out that I
That you used to
lived
live in
in
Pasadena.
Pasadena, which I've never written down. And then I
This
don't
is
know,
somebody who
it's
knows you.
weird.
That's
then.
a,
I was thinking if it's somebody like from SoCal, it's totally chill and funny.
I love the meta of finding out who's on which Smurf.
It's
like-
so fun.
Going back through it and being like, who knows
I actually-
about these things, and then
Yeah.
hitting the DMs on Facebook.
I
and
know
it's like,
every Smurf name ever.
You would pride yourself on that.
Yeah, because I have a backroom of just
You knew Gold Steel before everyone did.
I
Yeah,
think
but
I
that's
was on that
because-
Cold Steel wave before anybody. And
you
the
guys
reason-
don't even know Cold Steel's other Smurf that literally no one knows about is like
the deep
the deep one.
Listen,
I
dude, only
steal.
4 people went to this show, bro, and I got the signed fucking 7-inch, bro.
That's some you shit.
What are you talking about? It's the
You
same
would say
thing.
no, it's not the same thing.
It's not.
I don't
Anyways,
go to shows.
My crazy anecdote about the reads is I don't actually watch it, but the one time I did watch it, I had to click out of it because it was like the first episode I've ever seen of it. They fucking name dropped my homie from like Philly, who just like I think he like works at Twitch now.
Okay.
Yeah, he for sure works at
That's
Twitch.
cool.
I've seen pictures. And they name dropped him, and I was like, I like exited. I was like, I can't have my normal life like breach into like. It fucked me up.
You're so weird.
That's really
that
weird.
like
You do
fucked
this.
me up. Like,
oh my god.
shouts to Dave.
I don't want my entertainment marred by my real
It
life.
is so
please.
like Dawson is so
No,
weird.
okay. Another thing that happened at the Mango that was weird and similar.
Real
Throw
people
up.
came that you knew.
Yes.
What was that like?
From the.
Remember that one normal guy that was at the block?
You know what? I always feel weird about that.
I don't like that guy.
Having normal friends at a Smash thing makes me feel weird because I.
What do you
want
mean
them
the
to
one
have a good
normal?
time.
Wait, what? The my friend?
yeah,
He's not normie. He's just like.
he wasn't a melee player.
No, he plays melee.
Oh, never mind.
He just didn't play that.
You know
day.
what I just thought of?
But he's also.
I
into
don't have
music.
any non-melee friends
Yeah.
right now.
because-
Holy shit, that's weird.
That's a pretty
Yikes.
big.
I mean, but
yikes.
yeah, even like my friends like from childhood, they play melee.
No,
now.
there's
You're-
a specific.
You're fully indoctrinated.
Yeah, it's
there-
for real.
There's a specific weird crossover within the scene of music that I'm in, and like melee. Like a lot of people play it, like at least at a
That is
casual
weird.
level, or like go to tournaments sometimes.
That's cool.
And someone was like, "Hey, you got to shows. I know your band." And I was like, "Yeah, this is fucked up."
Though you didn't see me.
Yeah,
Dude, in a way, being in a an emo or heavy music band is
we're
like
not
melee.
heavy. We played twinkly bullshit. No, we don't play.
I've heard
twinkly.
your shit.
Yeah.
I heard Veil.
We don't talk about Veil anymore.
That's
Don't talk about Veil anymore.
that one's been faded.
What, the band camp's down?
We nuked the bots.
Go looking. You
No,
won't
but
find
it's
it.
just like weird. Like like
It makes
like,
sense
for
because
me.
that kind of music is almost the melee of music. It's like even if you
It-
make it,
no,
you won't
it's
make a lot of money.
definitely- It's the
like you go to card shops, in this case like skate shops or whatever.
melee is very DIY.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like almost completely DIY.
And so this is kind of the crossover where people who like those communities
But
would
what,
also like melee.
what if Beast Coast GG picked up your band and you play in Canada?
Dude, you know what would make me
With
so
Mike.
happy is if Dawson somehow was a part of the next like new wave pop punk or like pop emo thing, and he just became this giant star.
I would-
That'd be
and
insane.
we
he would
just-
hate it.
No, and we just catch up with him later, and he's just like, "It's not that bad, guys." What was the thing where he?
It was
Oh yeah, yeah,
it was fucking
yeah, yeah. Our boy
we-
Barry.
Everybody needs to relax.
He's dying right now.
Look where we're
Like,
at.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm just saying when
I'm just saying, coming from you,
when Quiche starts getting thrown around,
Coming
Dawson,
from you.
Dawson 180s.
we're in the building that has ruined our community right now.
Whoa!
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Put your
So not to quote,
Say your
take
voice.
your balls
Say-
out
Yeah.
and put them on the table, and I'll put mine. And I got they're lumpy now.
Yeah.
They look weird.
all I'm saying is not to quote Blur because I would never want to quote that man, but we're worried about the morals now.
Fuck Blur.
Of course, Blur would say that.
Yeah.
You know what's that? What's that clip where it's like, who was it? The president for America is like, they're never gonna find out.
Wait.
That
Oh,
famous-
was it George Bush when he's like, "Now watch this drive"?
I know.
No,
I like that one.
That was a good one.
I think it was like
Get
a.
the fucking shot.
I
Oh,
think
I'm
it was
sorry,
like
I'm
a
sorry, I'm
Nixon.
sorry. I can't see
I think
it.
it was like a Nixon quote or something. He's just like on tape. They're talking about some sus stuff, and they're like, "What if this gets
Oh,
out?" And he's just like,
Watergate?
it just won't.
And you're hearing it.
Yeah, yeah. And
It obviously
it
have.
leaked. Yeah.
Just the layman is like, that's a weird thing to say.
All right,
On
I
some
think it's time for
commercial.
the old Chatterooski Bears, and like new match. Look at that.
Cool.
Of course.
Another
course.
day, another Tinder match.
Not I don't like this meme either because it's not like
You are grinding pretty hard
I'm
these
not
days.
grinding. I just open the app every fucking.
Every second of
Which unit of time were you gonna
Once in a
say? Because I
while.
could correct you.
Once in a while.
That's.
Please stand by.
We're checking the Tinder match
Should
out
we-
now,
should we
not the
talk-
comments.
as you take questions. Or like,
That's another catchphrase that got said a lot through the past 4 days. Shut the fuck up, Ludwig. Like I love that so much because you say it with such like no. Just
I'm just so mad sometimes. And you know what? The next day I'll be like, maybe I went too hard on him, and then Ben will be like, you didn't, man. You were just sorting him out.
All right, trying to get just the chat. Chat only. All right, lads. Do you think HBox hired Cambridge Analytica to learn how to make friends? Ouch.
I think he's gonna need a little more than that.
That's just a roast disguised as a question. This isn't a question. Just want to say I like Dawson's hair.
Oh, thank
Nice.
you.
He has
You
got
do
a
look
good
I
good.
did
haircut.
get a haircut. I was looking pretty.
You were looking good yesterday. I think you know
As
what? If the
EE
haircut,
would say, a bum.
if the if a cloutless
Yeah.
bum.
Everyone wants to know your band, dude. I don't even know it myself. Well, honestly, we don't know it.
If you
They
got
actually don't
We
know.
don't- we have no idea.
It's
He
funny
keeps
because
his
that was
secret
he was
close.
like, "Oh, you're in, right?" And I was like,
No
Yeah.
way! I want to find that guy, dude. I'm
He
gonna
should-
Nardwar your
There,
ass.
Joe.
How funny would that be? On the Bad Melee podcast, and you don't know when it's coming. It could be next week.
That's horrible. I'm gonna veto that. I'm gonna scream.
"I would hard veto that." I'm
Don
screaming
B
on the
Don B will
inside
be
right now.
asleep during that episode.
Whoa. Jesus. Okay, now we're making threats. I was gonna say though, if you got a bad haircut, the mango was gonna run till 3 a.m. Be this disaster.
Yeah.
And when I saw you with a good haircut yesterday, I knew everything was gonna be fine.
Okay, I just want to say
Don't know what
something.
you're saying, Ludwig.
I want to say something about the mango.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
got really emotional after it because it was like the
You did. You know what?
You
It
did a
was
great
it was
job.
a big tournament that you got to really like be like.
I was everything. No,
You-
I wasn't everything, but like
Yeah, I could feel your sense of ownership in it, and you were like, hell yeah. And it's kind of what you've always wanted, is like to not be impeded by this, and that. Obviously, there were problems.
Champ on like at first was like, dude, you don't have to like, run like you shouldn't be like running pools and stuff. Like, what don't you want to like oversee everything? I was like, no,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be on the front lines. I want to like do everything I can to make sure this runs, and like I think it wasn't that like no one believed that like it wasn't gonna run on time or anything like that. But I knew everyone and like even me like going into it was like there's a huge chance that this just runs like.
It had all the
Until 2
makings of a
a.m.
tournament that was gonna run.
It-
on time.
like
It did, yeah.
there was tournaments with less entrants and like more time that
Yeah.
have like run until like 2 a.m. And then me and Esteban were talking how like during top 8 and we just like looked at the time and we're like we kind of got
It
like
ended super early.
we got like choked up kind of and then like it was just
Only
like we-
TOs would see a top 8 ending very early and be like, yeah, that's good. I like
no
that."
because it was like a we did it moment and like I'm really neurotic when it comes to things so like
Yeah.
the plan yeah.
See the beginning of this episode.
Fuck off.
It's just, it
No, I'm
happened.
yeah. But I was more worried because I know like once I get to the day of, I could just like run it, and then that's like I could handle situations. But just like 2 to 3 days before, just every fucking thing that could go wrong like went wrong in terms of like
Yeah.
losing a room that we were planning on using, and then like having to switch rooms and like a bunch of other shit, and then like stepping into there and like right when double started on time at 12, I was like, I'm gonna run this tournament. And it's gonna finish on time.
That's good, and you did.
And I did.
And
Big
yeah,
success.
and it's funny because I just feel like every time there was like a weekly or something or a monthly that you ran, you'd be like, fucking this, and this. But at this time, you had like the resources to really make it all happen the way you wanted to
Yeah.
the best of your abilities, and I could just see it painted on your little goth face.
Yeah.
And it was
I
nice.
was. People were saying I was very just like stoic.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
You
you,
seemed
were stoic.
you seemed
the whole-
happy.
Well, yeah. I was fucking
You were sweating. We were
I
all
was gonna-
sweating a little bit.
cry of happiness towards the end, but like,
You hear that, boys?
it's because I fucking was stressed out before and made sure that I had everything that day, dude.
Happy contest. Let's have one.
I'm going to kill you.
Okay.
And we're gonna nuke the VOD so no one will ever know.
It's there was one. Can you start a dedicated porn server on the page core? It's already there, bro. Go check. Why don't you have Ludwig on the show?
Who said that?
It says Ludwig Anders
Gaming.
2.
Someone's smurfing. It's him.
Ludwig's stock is pretty high. One day
Yeah,
it
it
might
is
happen.
Quite high right
Why
now.
don't you let's drink beer on the podcast anymore? I mean, we have beers here. I forgot.
I'm just
We
on
could-
the end of one. I'm not trying to drink a beer right now.
But me and Dawson actually don't drink, so.
These two don't drink, and I've done
straight
plenty
edge.
of that in the last few days.
Miles, can you talk about your favorite memory from after hours at FD? Did you ever go to after hours?
Yeah, first time I was at FD was after
He
hours.
slept on the.
Yeah, I mean when
on
you're
the
sleeping
floor.
there, it's kind of you have to be there. There was a lot of TVs on. they introduced me to what it was kind of gonna be like, and then it just started.
They're like, this
There's a-
shit's gonna. It's like they gave you acid and you didn't even. You're like,
Yeah.
you had to take it.
Uh,
Like, this is how this is gonna affect you.
Bass boosted slob on my knob was being played off like a 2003 speaker that was distorting, and they just started throwing chairs. And there's certain chairs that were throwable, and they let me throw one after I got acquainted to it, but it's just very loud. And there's some snacks you can have. Usually, we went to Jack in the Box afterwards, and then came back and kind of just enjoyed the... After hours is kind of like the tournament ends, but because it's FD and most of the people there are just all really close friends, that they just hang out anyway.
This just sounds
afterwards.
like your current
But,
living situation.
Yeah,
Kinda.
it's very similar to...
Except if we
After
threw, if
hours
we threw a
culture-
chair in there, Nick would have an aneurysm. So,
It's kind of like
which is fair.
Mario Party culture, just a little different. And
That's
you can kind of do what you want during after hours for a set period of 10 minutes it lasted or so. And yeah, just a lot of TVs on.
wait.
really
It only
loud.
lasted 10 minutes long.
I mean, no, there's relaxed.
There's a grace period.
the-
Oh, I see. I see.
when it
anything
starts,
goes.
it's very,
Left to
it's very
yourself.
serious when it starts, and then
yeah.
it peters out as everyone kind of gets more sleepy and gets some Jack in the Box in them.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite memory.
Question for anyone who actually attended the Mango. Sorry, we can't answer those. I've been hearing nonstop shit about people not liking that Thunder Esports venue in Long Beach. How is it actually? As far as venues go, the bathroom is fucking filthy. Dawson may not want to talk any about this, so me and Miles can just field this.
You know what? I feel like
trying to
this
fix the
show is being
bathroom.
split into two factions. There's guys who want to talk shit on Thunder, and there's guys who want to talk shit potentially in the venue
And,
right now.
I
I'm with it.
yeah.
This is hype.
No,
Yeah, it
I
is hype,
agree.
But it just feels like there's nations at war
No, you
now.
need a corporation.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
To put it in perspective,
I'm like the most neutral party at the moment.
okay, to put it in perspective for anyone in SoCal, which I don't know
It's
how
like
many
Quarter
are.
Alliance.
Yeah, it very much is.
I'm Horde.
Fuck off.
Got him. Go ahead.
I don't want to talk anymore. 'cause
No.
you're Horde.
Bitch. Sorry.
What was that impressive language you just used?
But the bathroom was pretty gross. That was my biggest gripe.
It's not grosser than SSS bathroom, but I also.
Whoa.
Esports Arena bathroom is fine.
What the? Not esports arena. True SSS. You fucking.
No one's talked about that in years. That's like saying it's better than shitting in a
Well,
hole
some
that you
of us
dug.
aren't
better
duck
than the
kids, you
bathrooms.
little piece of shit. And
Better
some
than
of
the
us had
bathrooms
an
at
experience.
MLG 2007.
Like what the fuck? What reference
Because-
does this matter?
Because some of us had to experience that, and it was the most god awful
But
period.
what I'm saying is like,
of
oh,
our
is
time.
peanut butter and jelly good? Yeah, it's better than putting shit in your mouth. Like, yeah. Like, why make the comparison?
Because I agree that the Thunder current bathroom for lads is
Okay, that's fair.
not good.
Were people not feeling the venue in terms of... I think gaming at this venue was almost an afterthought, in a way.
Yeah,
There were setups
I didn't
outside.
hear any
I
complaints
feel like
about it.
those chairs are not like you just give them normal chairs.
I
Like,
mean,
you
a
don't
normal
need,
chair
like,
would
the
take
special,
up half the space.
Yeah, you don't
What do
need
you
the
mean?
special chair.
I would have
What
liked to sit
special
on a
chair?
chair.
The big fucking Star Trek chairs.
I just like it because it's comfy.
When
but
there's
you know
only
what
going to
I'm
be
saying,
20
like,
of them, though,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
for
so
a venue of like 600.
I feel what Miles is saying is like it's a bunch of people got this idea that like let's esports now, and then they just did what they kind of think is what should be right. And with people like you and your help, it got pretty close.
It was-
we don't
good.
have enough of those. Like those chairs were like those brown chairs or whatever are dedicated for tournament. That's
What
the
I'm
thing.
saying is
I'm
use
saying is-
regular fold-outs and we can all sit on one.
we don't have a
Oh,
billion
well, they
foldouts.
sound pretty cheap. Piece of shit.
They're also easy to store. Yeah, it just felt like it's like, oh, look at this cool chair that you could sit in if you camped it out all day. I'm not
You're a
doing that.
turncoat for joining Summit. I'll say it.
Are you not?
All right,
I'm
let's
joking,
just
I'm
kill it.
joking,
Let's
I'm
just,
joking,
let's
I'm
just end
joking.
this now.
He takes it so seriously.
Because it's just not true, all right?
This fucking guy.
It's okay.
dude.
He can joke, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm
I'm better than you in every single
one.
one.
Let's get the measure out, boys.
Next time you want
I
Try-
hate beer on the floor. Ludwig's quoting Nick.
Hating beer on the floor is fair.
It's a valid hate. I hate it too. But Nick just said it with such an intense, like, he really do.
I mean, Nick, he's just when the culture is sort of swallowing the house, it gets to him. And this was kind of day 2 or 3.
to. For the record about the venue too, is I didn't get many complaints about the venue
Oh, whoa, bro, don't take it so serious.
until Wave 2, which I thought was like pretty fucked in my opinion too.
about
What
the
are,
venue. It was very crowded around that time.
Yeah, like 4 p.m. to like 6 p.m.
Yeah, I
think
played my
it was
pool
like,
at 4
It
and
was
it was
pretty fucked.
It was pretty unmovable.
I didn't like that. Also, there's an upstairs
You know
bathroom.
what?
You dumbass.
That bar at the back selling snacks, that could have been outside. Like
I
could
agree.
walk outside to get a can of Coke, you know.
I agree.
And the space that would have freed up would have meant that the setups could have been in a place. It just felt like
No, okay.
It
So
felt
the
like yesterday
only
they were like,
the
"Hey."
only layout that we could have possibly done, well, that was kind of a callback to the old venue we used to use for Wednesdays.
No, I know, but why does it matter?
I don't know.
Most
I
of
like-
the people at the Mango
I liked it.
won't even get that call out.
Yeah, pre-Mango, like obviously, like pre-Mango era, like at Nimbus, it's fine.
Yeah, no, I agree. But what I'm saying is,
We couldn't
it felt
move
like
that
the
out in a
gaming
day.
was an after aspect, and it was the only place that was overcrowded. Like the setups, it felt like they were like, and there's these chairs, and there's this bar, and there's like jumping castles. Like everything else was thought of really great,
Yeah, I think.
but the gaming section was like a bit cramped.
The
basically.
problem was it was like the layout. The only layout scheme to fit like what could have been like 500 people was
Yeah.
vertical, and what it did is kind of pushed up the stage space.
It
like
just
a bit
felt
too
like
much.
a bit of a variety hour in that room, where I think it could have just been like all setups and then some some smaller
What was
chairs.
what do you mean the variety hour?
Like there were these big chairs up the front, then there was melee, then there was this bar at the back. It's like it could have been more of just like a feed lot of setups with some small
He's a purist.
with chairs that wouldn't take up as much space.
No, I agree.
like
but
I would like to if the
you
chairs
just
are
put
going to
the
take up
DDR
a
machine
third of the
in the
room.
right spot.
there
you know?
wasn't a DDR machine. Do you want a DDR machine?
We can get you a
We
DDR.
could-
I get, but yeah,
No,
what
I-
I'm saying is
I
if there are
agree.
going to be chairs, like at least make them space effective.
those chairs look cool on a camera, and that's what I feel like whoever purchased them thought,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's dumb.
and I
Buy
think
just
what,
a normal
what
chair.
events like this need to focus on at least. Maybe these guys will transcend what the event actual in-person experience is like because it won't matter. Because there won't be 500 people in the room, there'll be 80 or just pros or
Yeah.
whatever, or like a live audience, and that won't be an issue. But for now, they need to worry about the people who are attending.
Yeah, but also Melee players complain about everything, and I hate all of you.
It's
so.
true, and that's true.
We'll always find a reason to complain about
I
something.
don't know. On the whole, as I said, I think it was a massive
Oh,
success.
real quick,
And it was
but
only cramped for an hour or so.
No, I think there was like a lot of things that I have like qualms with. One I've talked about with him already. The bathroom thing is like being fixed because originally there wasn't even a door to the guy's bathroom because it kind of like feeds into the back or whatever. So it was like
well,
kind
that's
of
hype.
it was a hallway.
That's
into-
Australian style.
Yeah, Miles loves it.
Yeah.
But
You just
No,
piss,
just no wall.
piss on the
Yeah.
trough.
Have a door. That's
Do you have troughs?
Be humans. Yeah, everywhere.
he loves troughs.
Oh, fuck
That's his
that.
shit.
No, I've you,
No,
gu-
but
you guys
it-
have all
like,
heard my
we put
rage
the door
against
for
wall.
the girls' bathroom is super nice, so can't complain there.
Hey,
What-
speaking of girls, there are a lot of girls at the Mango,
I know.
That's sick.
That's
and that is
cool.
great.
Yeah, it is great. By the way, Fiction complained that he was denied his basic human right to water. Do you want to clear the air on that one?
Yeah, you're a fucking dumbass fiction. You literally got free water after
Because he's a VIP, though.
No, literally anyone like you could have just been like, "Hey, you got water?" Like I was
To who?
giving water to people. To me.
Yeah, but what if
Rosinos.
I'm a pleb and I'm shy, and I brought my water bottle and now I have to throw it out?
Water should be
It's-
available.
And I
Water,
don't even
one,
know your
Nestle says that water's not a human right.
See,
And two, we've complained about it before, and like it's a thing that we're working on. Like
making people throw their water out. I just
no
don't understand that
inside
part.
food or drink because alcohol was allowed and people bringing water
Oh,
bottles.
okay,
that is
yeah.
a thing.
Because you know I'm bringing molly water if I can. Like,
Yeah.
if there's an option to bring a clear bottle,
People
you know
literally
mine's not
were
gonna
on
be
Twitter
H2O.
saying, "Hey, like we're gonna bring alcohol to this."
Yeah, Mango.
Mango literally said kind of to do
Yeah.
that.
So, and
Mango was really
there's
advocating.
a tape
that's-
of that.
yeah, he
there's
was like, if you're a real Mango fan, you'll be blacked out at the Mango.
He didn't say to bring it, but
Swedish
he,
brought the
he-
Franz, dude,
he
and he
just
was
said-
like trying to. He was like, "So
yeah,
can
why
I
didn't
bring
that get thrown out?
He didn't bring it. Mango brought it in for him.
Oh.
It wasn't brought in. He was trying to
Oh,
sneak
no
it in.
outside food or drink unless Mango.
Unless you're VIP, yeah.
Oh, okay. So to all you guys who missed out on water, just level the fuck up. Either get good or get clout. You can bring your water,
The problem is having underage drinking.
which you could do if you had enough clout.
You know what? Fuck
No, you
California.
couldn't, because they were still
this
checking
This is
IDs.
my Miles mode. Fuck California for thinking that like you gotta have a fucking bar everywhere. I don't think Miles would say that. But
yeah.
this is the
This sounds
tone.
quite opposite.
I went into a Ralph's in downtown LA and there's a fucking bar in there
Actually, yeah,
that you
we've
sit
talked
down
about
at.
I heard that
what the
there's
fuck?
people
Old people
who,
do day drinking at Ralph's and like Gelson's and shit.
That's,
in
but then,
so
California.
but then,
weird.
like, do they drive home?
Yeah, dude. That was an
It's
Yeah,
LA,
see, that's
bro.
what's the problem with you guys.
one dude. Alcohol at a venue is really fucked because you have to tiptoe around a lot of things.
I
and
guess
we know
when-
people are like, "Hey, bring everything you can," and it's like, "Hey, there's
Bring
like,
crack.
yeah, it's like there's actually 19-year-olds here," and
This guy, would you come out to event? And I'm reading this. This is far back. Would you come out to event in Michigan if you were flown out? You're my hero, Dad. Can we stop this shit? Can we stop this fucking, this slime fucking is,
Whoa.
you know, like worship? I'm fucking tired of it.
who
Who's
worships
doing
Just
it?
fucking
Who's
cut
doing
it
Yeah,
out.
who?
Some guy named Four
Dude,
Frames.
just take the fucking comment.
No,
alright?
fuck that. I'm tired of this
He
shit.
can't be complimented.
You
Complimented.
You can't like him. You can't hate
E-
him.
every
You have
inter-
to be neutrally indifferent.
Every interaction is transactional, and people want everything from him. People
Yeah,
can't
look.
just like him.
That's
tired.
it.
Okay, anyway.
Fucking.
You have to have the right opinion about his work.
You have to have a very specific like.
No, you don't. You have to either say you like it or you don't.
This guy's just saying he likes you and he wants you to come out.
I'm not anyone's. Any of y'all trying to go to Pound Underground or Royal Flush?
Pound Underground?
When is Royal Flush?
That sounds like I'm about to get my money stolen, and I like that.
Sounds like a degenerate
I'm trying to go to
tournament.
Pound Underground.
Okay, when is it?
I'm trying to Pound Underground.
Royal Flush, I think, is kind of a good one to go to, but I don't think you'll be in the States for that one.
Hey, look, maybe we can make something happen.
Who knows?
Hey,
Someone's
that's Atlantic City, though, right?
yeah. It's
Dude, I
fucked
want to
up.
see the place where Trump. I want to see the city that Trump pumped and dumped.
I want to see the aftermath of that horror.
Yeah, I want to see like he legit just built a city and then was like, "I'm done with this. Shmee, get this out of my face."
Sup Nice, one of our good our dear friends. Do you guys think there would be less viewers upset with this tournament if Mango was more involved on stream? I think so.
Yeah.
Mango
Didn't
wasn't
they make
on
a
stream
bunch of
lot.
content out of Mango though? Wasn't there some like
If they
back
did,
room
it didn't air
filming
yet.
thing that they were doing?
I don't know.
But I think Mango like being on stream is sort of why people watch Mango
Of
on
course,
stream.
they want to see the Mang. They don't want to see drunk Vish
And
because
he,
he's just yelling at Hugo. That's not funny.
and he kind of wasn't, and I don't think
But
that
that's
was.
Mango's choice.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's totally fine. But it's funny because like. I don't know what I expected either. Like, was Mango going to be on camera a lot? Was he
I
not?
think
Like before the event. you
To
know?
me,
Mango's
it
like
was
this absent father to a lot of kids, and they just want more of him. And he's kind of just
yeah,
like,
me included. I've made this analogy
yeah,
before.
yeah,
Like, I just want him to come to tournaments and like,
and
just come on,
yeah, yeah. And they're like, "Oh,
tell me I'm
we
good.
came to your event. Now be happy." And he's just wasted in the back room with his 3 homies, as always. Like, what do people expect? What did they expect?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
he,
the Mango.
He was on stream for a Little Snack. What more do you want?
That was actually a really fun set to watch,
Yeah.
dude. Billy, low key was doing well.
I use
Billy's-
Billy's controller. It's sick.
Yeah. I felt like there was a lot of hype sets on stream.
Mango was looking
Um,
human versus Billy, honestly.
Yeah. Looking real human versus glitch.
Let's see.
A little
That's-
a little too human.
Atlantic
I heard
City
the
is a
games were not
fucking
close.
swamp waste hole. We should go with Chroma because he can show us around.
Okay, good.
Because he's from Jersey.
He's from Jersey?
Chroma, yeah.
That-
Isn't that fucked up?
That's really fucked
You
up.
know
Yeah.
what though? It kind of makes sense. Like he posts a lot of Labrador pictures.
I know it doesn't. It doesn't.
Wait, how
make-
does that
It
make
doesn't add
sense?
up.
It just seems
'Cause he
like
has
a very
love in
East
his
Coast
heart.
thing to do.
No, he has love in his
What
heart,
are-
and people from New Jersey don't.
I'm not like getting how golden retrievers and East Coast correlate.
All the people I know from the East Coast just love their golden retriever.
Are you thinking of two? You think of Ludwig and Chroma.
Yeah. You know what I mean though?
And they're both West Coast
They
now,
both just
so-
look. They both kind of have the same. I don't know. They both have a look to them.
V Money doesn't have a dog. If that's all,
What a weird thing to say.
he's from Jersey.
Oh, okay.
If anyone has any questions, if not, we're gonna start wrapping.
I'd like to take like 1 or 2 more.
Yeah.
one.
Just let
one, throw it a hot one.
No, let it flow a bit. It's just conversation starters, honestly.
Okay.
You fucking piece of shit.
Hey, whoa.
I'm sick of this guy.
We need to do something about it.
Look, we'll chop this one up back on the cord, boys. Sorry, 4 frames. Everything's fine. We're cool. Video Waffles. Yeah, so Video Waffles sent me a message today that said, "Do you ever nut in your hands and clap?" And he said, "You never answered me." I didn't. My bad.
I've never done that in my
No,
life.
I haven't.
Weird
Dawson?
thing to do. Weird thing to say.
Rob? He's going to try. Rob's going
Rob's
to
gonna
try.
try.
So
Yeah, I think.
For the record, no.
That's
I
one of
haven't.
those things where it's like somebody puts it into your brain. It's like that's so absurd that why would anyone do that? Is there a secret to it? Does a genie appear? You know, like, does a ghost appear and grant all your wishes?
Yeah, it's just a really gross ghost.
It's a weird thing to do, yeah. He all he can do is give you Kleenex. It's the only wish he can grant.
Video Waffle says you just gotta try
You
it.
guys are both boys. Dude.
Billy asks, "What's the technique to finding net play Smurfs?" You just gotta know
You
people.
gotta know. You gotta
be.
I gotta-
Billy, you need more clout.
You need to hang around the water cooler at
Don't worry
tournaments.
about Zan Frank.
Who is Zan Frank?
That's a
Billy.
sick
That's
tag.
such a fucking
fucking
good tag.
Billy.
Oh my
How
god.
do you think
Holy.
I know, dog?
It's Billy?
Billy.
Oh no! You just out him?
Everyone knows.
I didn't know.
Yeah, because
That one was a common.
It was a common
Yeah.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Just give it to all the viewers.
I got Uzumaki King. No one knows about that. I see Holka tweet about it sometimes.
Uzumaki
still.
King?
Yeah. That's some deep web shit.
Interesting.
The darknet.
Billy says
risen.
it's not me. It's actually not me. I'm Juhachi.
Like, equally as dumb. as Zan Frank.
Juhachi.
No, Zan Frank is sick.
Yeah.
Zan Frank is so good.
That's actually a better tag.
Yeah.
Dude, I heard the tag. Me and Nick were talking about our favorite tags.
Finesse quick.
Finesse quick is my
Finesse quick
favorite tag.
fucking-
I still don't know if I.
Oh.
That one's hot.
No, this is a really hot one. Unlimited Boy.
Unlimited Boy. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that
How
one.
good is that?
That's so
It
good.
just what the image that it creates
Yeah.
is just so pure and so holy. That someone would name themselves Unlimited Boy.
It's like if with a tag like that, I really do think I can win it all.
yeah.
You know?
It's like there are no limits to what we can do here.
That's so sick.
But-
1-800 Who Bullin'.
And he's also
my
still
favorite tag.
also he's still young. He's a boy. He's got his whole life ahead of him,
Yeah.
and he's unlimited.
It tells an entire story, and that's poetry.
You know the worst tag we've ever seen. I saw a DreamHack Colorado. Oh no, DreamHack Austin actually was I miss her.
Yeah, you guys were telling me about
we
that.
always bring that one up, and it's just like
I miss her.
every time you read it, it's like you see it in a bracket, and you're just like,
It's Mikey Smurf.
Even if there was no her, it's still bad.
yeah.
Like,
Even if it's ironic, it's like, oh, why you gotta do
Nothing about that tag is good. About active. What are you guys playing besides Melee? Miles?
Fortnite's pretty hot in the house right now.
We love some Fortnite in the house, but I was
Yeah.
thinking more of some classics.
Oh, I'm playing a lot of Zelda. I'm gonna be streaming now that Ben's gone, and the Mario Party will die down for another while, hopefully.
The Age of Fire is once more been rekindled.
Yeah, exactly.
So Ben has linked the fire
Yeah.
with bag wine.
Yeah, now that we don't have to play Mario and Chug for an odd reason every day, I can get back to streaming Zelda, and I'm really looking forward to that. There's something fun about speedrunning, where it's like, because if you miss a run, you're just on stream with your pals.
Yeah, I
And
think
it's
that's
like there's a timelessness to it, where it's like, oh, we'll just start another one.
I think Twitch really was like, Twitch did a lot of things.
Oh,
for
it
a
changed
but
speedrunning.
it made it
Completely
into a
changed speedrunning.
whole thing.
Because now speedrunning is something you can do with friends,
it's
not
a
just
social thing instead of
hunched over your CRT, repeating the same task over and over again until you finally get it with no one to celebrate with.
right.
Like the celebration, the reason that I like speedrunning and that I think that I wanted to start doing it on Twitch and that I wanted to get into it myself is because it's such an easy way to share a journey with people, to show them tricks you've learned, and
Yeah.
to play through this game that everyone knows but in a
Grow
completely different way.
together.
And when you win, it's like, hey guys, we finally got the run, and thanks. Like it's this thing where we all did it together, kind of.
Yeah.
And I feel like if it was just grinding solo and putting a stopwatch on, no overlay, like no splits, and just being like, yep, got it, it would be so much more lifeless.
Yeah.
I think there'd be a lot less great personalities in speedrunning. I think the people submitting videos would just be like the exact people you'd expect.
But we're big ZFG fans in the house.
Big ZFG fans.
ZFG is
He's back on that.
breaking the game.
The new
right
route
now.
for 100% is insane.
control.
We've been watching it
Out of
practice
control
for
route. Have
about
you seen it?
a
Yeah.
month.
It's so sick.
I was talking with Miles about it.
Fails wend on B for that long, and he's just like using the stick glitch as adult.
He's
you
a
know?
madman.
Just
Trike also said
Honestly,
about
there's nothing
speedrunning
like it.
last night, like he would rather reset like 10 to 20 times, like the first 5 minutes into a speedrun,
he's
than,
also
like,
not playing a 2-hour game.
than lose in Melee.
Who said that?
Oh,
Like in terms of like between.
you
like,
said something completely different to what I thought you were.
yeah, in terms of
who
like
said
having
that?
fun with speedrunning in Melee currently.
Okay,
like,
losing in melee just
Trike.
feels like everything.
Oh yeah, Trike's running RE4 right now.
Yeah.
Dude, that's actually so sick. I was telling Trike that he's found the perfect game that everyone's played and nobody's seen a speedrun of.
Yeah.
It's like the most popular game to not be popularized on speedrunning.
It's really fun to watch.
Fire Yams asks, when is Fortnite just going to be too normy for you fellas? I've
do you
never,
mean?
yeah, I've never
is fun,
thought
bro.
like, playing a game that's fun. It doesn't matter how many other people like
Look,
it.
I
I
listen
think
to Drake
shitting
every
on
day of
something
my
just
life.
because like other people like it, or like a mass, like liking something and then a mass group likes it after is like whack.
Here's the thing. Wait, what?
Like when say like you like Fortnite before like normies get a
Yeah.
hold of it.
Some
and
products
then
are just
now-
good, right?
Yeah, it's just
Okay,
like,
no, but
enjoy
see,
it.
here's the thing. I can offer the perspective of someone who is like that.
You.
When something gets big and I start to step away from it, but video games are the one thing that I'm like, that doesn't matter.
You know what's funny
because
is I feel like
because you're still you in it.
yeah, I feel like most people would think I have that opinion.
Yeah, you actually don't. You're
yeah.
you're pretty open minded.
I don't yuck other people's yums.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like that question is appropriate to me
It's kind of like
with
when,
like a band,
it's
but
kind of
not
like
a
when
video
people
game.
you don't like start saying a joke that you think is really funny, and you're like, damn, now I can't say
For
that.
me,
Like,
it's
Yeah.
like
it's the same thing, and I feel like people are like, damn, now I can't play Fortnite because it's for jocks, or it's for like normies, or it's for like guys who don't
That-
like
yeah,
me.
that-
And I personally don't
That's
get
him.
that, but I get it with
No.
like jokes or like with,
yeah,
with
I get
culture.
it with other content.
But I understand that all they're feeling is these guys are so unlike me that I'm now not the target audience for this thing.
I've always thought it's like you really like a band or something or a joke, and it's like that's a relationship with that.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's being sort of
Your relationship with Fortnite is being cheapened by how many like unwashed normies.
yeah, in
love
your
it.
opinion. And
Yeah.
again, with like music and stuff, I fight that actively every single day. But with video games, you're still you, and you can still play
Yeah.
it, and you can still style on those guys or whatever.
But like the
you
reason
know?
that music is so that songs are popular is often because they just hit the most like common neurons that we all enjoy, like themes that we've all experienced, lyrics that we can all understand, or melodies that just have been designed to hit the human brain in a really satisfying way.
for me, it's just like when I like something, it's just like I want other people. Like it's cool if other people like it too. You know, like I want if I like something a lot, and I'm like, hey, other people like.
I think there's just this concept. It's very easy to sit at home and be worried about quote unquote normies.
Mm-hmm.
And when you actually meet a guy who's down with Fortnite, like you'd be like, oh, cool, man.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I had
just
an
a
Uber
cool
driver
thing.
Yeah,
who
for
saw my
real.
Twitch T-shirt and was asking me about like, hey, do you stream and stuff, or do you know Ninja, do you know Fortnite? And I feel like the internet troll who would hear about that would be like, fucking normies, like this is our game. But like the guy was nice.
Yeah,
he
and
just
it's
wanted to
cool
look- it was
because like
cool.
that shit is actually can be a link
We
to
were instant
somebody.
friends.
Because like you can like a band and feel pretentious about it, but like you can't feel pretentious about liking Fortnite. You know what I mean?
I don't think you can
And
feel
that-
pretentious
and
about
it's
liking
cool.
a band either. I
Well,
think the people.
mean, it's more. It's
the pe-
easier.
anyone I run into who's like, yeah, I listen to. You probably haven't heard of it. I'm like, all right, guy. Okay.
I hate that.
What
You're,
I'm
you're
saying
good
is-
at nothing, so what you need to be good at is picking music. That's what that guy's doing. He's like, my taste, this thing that I can't
My
quantify
taste is my value.
is why I'm good.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
like, guy, look, too much time in the basement, my homeboy.
There was another one.
Yeah, so get out the.
Who is your favorite bad rappers? I don't think he's bad, but I'm really fucking loving Riff Raff right now.
Oh, Refresh, he's like
He's so
way past the
sick.
level of, he's unironically great.
We're actually talking like I was playing Kitty Pryde in the car earlier.
Oh, sick.
But Kitty Pryde like slaps, so
That Antoine song
Like
is
Trill
so good.
Sammy, I'd say.
Trill Sammy is pretty good.
Yeah.
He's a favorite around
It's a
the
hit.
house.
I take that back. Kitty Pryde is actually dope. so
You don't think? Oh, okay.
yeah.
You guys,
Not a
you
bad
guys
rapper.
listening should check
Don't
out the
listen to
chats. We've been
Twan.
listening to nothing but the chats. Smoko, Mum Stole Me
The
Darts.
chats is so good. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you put me on.
It's
that.
so good, man. That's all
Um,
we've been listening to this week. The house goes through phases, though. I remember when Tekashi 6ix9ine was being played at least once every 8 hours, full blast in the house.
I was in on that rotation.
Yeah, and each rotation, the gap between would be a little longer. I think we finally phased him out.
Finally, except for when Ludwig misquotes the chorus and just says it.
Yeah, now
He
we've all
says-
started saying the wrong version.
Yeah, and it's I say it ironically
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
We're gone, man.
Well, yeah, Tekashi 6ix9ine had his time in the house. It's definitely we're over that wave.
But
The house does go through crazes, though.
Yeah, we do really. We ride waves in the
Yeah,
house.
yeah, and I think
There's
everybody
definitely
wants to
waves.
climb aboard. And you know what? Some people who shit on stock early, like Neepa, just won't play Fortnite.
Deeper sold all of his Bitcoin when it was like $10.
And
He was
we're,
like,
we're
this
all
is this
trillionaires
sucks.
now, and he's
Fortnite
just like,
sucks. It's a shit game. I never want to play it. And now we're just playing that shit like every night, having a blast. And he's like, maybe I'll try it
FOMO.
again.
He's
And we're
like,
just like,
yeah.
fuck you.
no, he's just like, doesn't look that fun though. I'm like, this is fun to me, my man.
Yeah,
We're having a
dude.
great time.
Go ahead and go play PUBG.
And he's like, but the gameplay, not realistic.
looks like an Xbox game.
And it just feels like he's really holding stock, and he's willing to
He's
ride
waiting
it out.
for it, yeah. And you know what?
One day, maybe we are all like, fuck Fortnite. And Nipa's just like,
He's just like,
he's like, the house that's triple mortgaged is just like paid off, you know, like just everything came through.
He's standing on the hill, just bloodied and like arms off. And he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Told you guys.
But yeah, I think that I run into people who like PUBG a lot more than Fortnite, and I think it's just a different kind of.
Battle
Game.
Royale is just not my thing.
Fair enough.
remember when it was though?
Remember
When Dawson played with us? That was insane. what an era.
Michael Jordan of Fortnite.
Yeah. Wait.
You know what's funny is after you left that night, we got a win instantly. I
You know
swear
what?
to
It
God.
seems to happen with the group dynamic. Sometimes I'm in a group and it's like someone will be like, "I'm going to bed," and everyone's kind of like, "Now we're gonna win."
Yeah.
That seems to be a
We
recurring
we
theme.
weren't thinking that, but we just got a win, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh, that was pretty funny.
Have you guys ever said something ironically for a laugh, but wind up saying it so much that it isn't ironic anymore?
Yes.
All the time. I think most joke
yeah.
rappers, that's like a thing where you like,
Yeah.
fuck, who was it? Little B, I think, is like a good like occurrence where everyone started kind of listening to Little B like ironically,
Yeah.
and then he became this like cultural icon. Like,
Little B's out of his mind, by the way. Every day now, all he does is repost. He just gets naked pictures from girls that must come in thousands every day.
Yeah.
And he reposts all of them.
Remember
Because I
he
follow
goes
him
through
on
foot
Twitter.
cycles in
Yeah.
which it's only foot pics now.
I don't think. I don't know why he's doing that. And like legions of girls. There's like tens and tens of thousands of
Doesn't
girls. who
he
just
follow
only
everyone
only
back
a
on
man
Twitter?
who could write a song called "I Have AIDS" be so popular, getting so many foot pictures.
It's honestly absurd. Like, and they range a lot as well. Like he'll post any girl that's. He's not just picking like the most beautiful women that send him photos.
No, yeah, he's doing like, dude,
He
he's so
sends-
full of
he-
love.
Yeah, he is.
Except on World Star Hip Hop, or no, I'm sorry, Hip Hop Heads, there was a thread where Lil B popped off on someone. Someone was like, wait, what happened? Where's the paragon of positivity that Lil B is? And he's like, just put a smiley face after that. And it's like, man, my mans can't even pop off on anybody anymore. Because on Hip Hop Heads. But that's a...
I really like the song
I
that
don't
him
know
and
about
Clams
that.
Casino did.
I'm God.
Yeah, it's a sick song.
He actually kind of put
Dude,
Clams Casino on.
Yeah, he did.
Clams
And Clams
Casino
Casino
is
is so sick, yeah. Was it just the same person?
Yeah, we are. With sweater, collar.
Yeah, I saw you had yours on, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it too.
I know.
Shut the fuck
Pretty
up,
cute.
Ludwig. How do I...
How do I no, don't ban him. Don't ban
No,
him.
I'm not going to ban him.
On some catchphrase. Let's get a couple more good questions, and then hit the yeet
Hit
on this
the-
one.
yeah.
Okay, I won't... I'll time you out later, Ludwig. Couple more.
You're welcome, Ludwig.
Is Viper ever going to turn back around into being funny again?
I think Viper's still kind of funny.
Yeah, Viper's the thing is he's never changed, so you can't knock him for like
Yeah.
he
changed,
He
not
always
Viper.
did. He when we found Viper, he had 400 albums out. Now Viper has like 800 more out. Nothing's really different.
Yeah, it's
So-
just like you got over him. He
Yeah,
didn't get over.
exactly.
He didn't get over what he's doing.
Viper been doing that.
He's still making an album a day.
I remember he said he did an interview I think with Vice or something and it was like asking about like what do you do? Who are you? And he's like, oh, you know, I was doing real estate for a while and I was in college for a little bit and but I was like cooking dope on the side and that shit had to be A1. So we worked really hard on it and it was like holy shit, Viper. Like it's an amazing interview.
If anybody traps, it's definitely Viper.
Dude, he also kind of knows who he is. I remember he made some tweet saying like, "Fuck this guy" because he thinks he's vaporwave and I am and he's not and shit. So he's like got this sense of self-awareness about what he is, which I didn't think was either he wouldn't.
Dude,
be
you don't
willing to
make
articulate
800
that.
albums and none of them get listened to really, and don't understand kind of where you're at.
What I'm
like-
saying is, I don't think he would ever say something so like hardline, like I am this. But
Yeah.
he did, and I thought that was
That's
really interesting.
odd from someone who's probably released a lot of varying music.
Yeah. So also, I think "The Paper Man" is one of his best album covers. Obviously, I haven't listened to it.
I think "Y'all Cowards Don't Even Smoke Crack" is probably the most,
It's so good.
like the most universal one that gets posted a lot.
Sorry about this light, guys. I don't know what's wrong with it. It just keeps blinking. Viper is going to die soon, dude.
Damn, I hope
Okay.
not.
Why you gotta hit me with
Yeah,
that?
don't hit us with that real shit right now.
It's the worst DM you ever got? I don't care. I don't want to talk about that.
It wasn't from a fan. It was actually from an old girlfriend. Did you just get into a
It was,
story that's just
well, where do we start?
It was Ludwig. Are you guys still booked?
oh no!
don't go into that.
I'm joking.
Thoughts on Lil Dicky and the fact that there's 99% chance he's H-Box is a fan of Lil Dicky.
Little Dicky sucks.
I don't
and
like him, man.
He's like Asher Roth evolved.
I think Lil Dicky has an inflated sense of value in his sort of place in like actual music scene, and he thinks that like for some reason that parody rap is on the same level as actual music.
Frat rap is just bad.
I think Little Dicky's pretty funny.
I think he's funny sometimes, but he goes for low-hanging fruit, and I think he's clever, and I think he can speak and rap very fast, and these are all values that I like.
I like somebody who has chosen the route of just making complete trap rap. If he was just to be like another serious guy trying to claim he's
I
done
feel
this
like
and that over a really hard beat, and we were
Yeah.
all like, that slaps, like that's real music. It's like, no, it's not. Like, if he was to fake it that way, it'd be just as lame as turning your career into a joke to get famous.
No, because I disagree, because I think that trying that hard at whatever trap is like, in a way, that is more legitimate.
Well, he's trying hard at
there's a
joke
ceiling.
music.
Yeah, but there's still a ceiling that he will always hit. Like Tenacious D has never been like.
No, Tenacious D just suck, but
Well, but some people like Tenacious D a lot. Like you like Little Dicky, okay?
I don't like Little Dicky a lot.
Okay,
But
so
all I'm saying
I think
is that
he respects more
I'm
the
saying
fact
that if he's
Lil
willing
Dicky has
to
self-awareness.
commit to what he's done to get to where he is, then that's in my books the same as a man who just churns out hard beats and says that he sold drugs that he never sold.
that's fair. So you're looking at it's like a quantitative.
Well, I mean, all of these
Like
guys are just
amount
trying to
of
get
grinding.
famous, right? They're all just
Yeah.
trying to get famous.
Yeah, that's true.
And so he's done it, which is hype. And like the rap game is very much about who's getting famous.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I mean, if he has to go a different route, it's just like doing it different instead of claiming to be hard.
If
he's
I
just being
time
funny.
out Blur, can he untime out because he's a Twitch staff member?
Try anyway.
What is he
These
saying?
guys literally called Riff Raff unironically amazing, but Dicky is somehow trash. It's because he's trying so hard.
Bro, Little Mama, I'm sorry to that commenter.
Yeah, that was Blur.
Oh,
Riff Raff has Iceberg Simpson tattooed on him for the fucking meme.
He's
I
also
don't know, he's
getting
not
his
even-
health right.
he's also not even memeing. Like some of his raps are just tight.
They're tight as fuck.
He's older than the moon and the sun.
Land a helicopter on the roof of the Red Lobster.
I don't know, dude.
It's done. I don't know. Everyone's entitled to their own
Yeah,
opinion.
we're only saying that because he could Tinker Channel, but you know.
He also is that a sub? Blur subbed.
That's hype.
Aw.
What a guy. Or does he just have that because he's a Twitch star?
Riff Raff starts off ironic, which is why you give him the benefit. That's a good point, actually.
I don't know about some of his songs I just really vibed with from a pop point of view.
Okay, Kitty Pride and the Kitty Pride and Riff Raff song, Orion's
Belt, yeah.
banger. I don't see
You just
Little
want to
Dicky.
get that out
I
there.
don't see what Little Dicky's
If
collabing with
Little
Kitty
Dicky gets
Pryde.
on a track with Riff Raff, might change my entire
Yeah.
fucking worldview. Is that a thing?
No, I don't think you can have two joke rappers on the same track.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like the fact that Don Glover is on a Riff Raff
That's
track.
a man I
I
don't like.
fucking hate Childish Gambino.
You guys are crazy.
You're-
I don't love him, but I
His,
like.
his raps are just like, women, I fuck them.
Yeah. What's
it's
you know
weak.
what's 50 doing?
That's weak,
What's
dude.
50 cents
50,
doing?
50
is
Cent-
surviving
Yeah.
getting
Alright.
shot 9 times in
here's
the
a-
face.
I like.
Here's a 50 Cent lyric for you that hits hard. At the end of the day, I'm just a thug with a deal. If my album doesn't sell, I'm gonna rob and steal. That's what 50 Cent's doing.
Okay, that's fair. But he invested in Vitamin Water
Have
stock
you
very
heard-
early.
You know, and made an absolute killing.
No, what I'm saying is like I understand why people don't like Childish Gambino, but I also like him a lot as a rapper, and I like his songs, and I'm like, I like that sounds candy in my ears. But I get why people don't like him, and I hold that.
He's on that uppity shit, you know.
Kinda, yeah.
I
Yeah,
think-
yeah.
I think
yeah.
he's just riding the like I'm Donald Glover and could do anything
Yeah. I
train.
agree.
He's
that
just
way.
trying. Look, I mean, you have a dream, you become a comedian instead, and then
Look,
you're like, hey, I want
But
to.
anyone could say that.
Look, Drake.
Oh,
did,
I've always
alright?
wanted to be a rapper.
Drake did do it.
Drake was rapping.
Dude, the Drake video where he doesn't get his sandwich still has me.
I
fucked.
showed that on the Patch Countdown show
Oh,
for on
no.
on BTS for like the Dota thing, and no one thought it was funny.
Really.
Yeah, all the chat was just like, "What the fuck
It's
is it?" Yeah,
not
real
funny.
funny, dude.
It's-
they're
it's just-
they're savage. And I
It's
was like, okay,
it's
okay,
not
okay,
funny.
okay.
It's disturbing.
It's so funny to me. It's Drake, and he didn't get a tuna sandwich.
And
Oh
he's
my
just-
god.
yeah, and it's his own mom that he's like getting passive aggressive at too.
It's so funny.
Dude, the comments where it's like, in and out of mama's house, we argue every month. It's like all
You're
of
like,
these
oh, yeah.
lyrics where it's like, and it's just the
Piecing
tuna,
it together.
Yeah, it's like the tuna sandwich video. It's like, oh, that's what it was over.
You can't complain about clever lyricism and worship riffraff. I think this is a side conversation. Anyway, we're going to.
Just started an argument in the chat. I hate these
Jeez,
riff
that's what happens when you
apologists.
start saying you like someone.
Jesus. For the record, I also really, really like Taylor Swift and Lana Del Rey. And
Taylor, you put me on a Taylor Swift. I didn't.
I listen to nothing but
He's
Taylor.
like, hey, what? Have you seen the Blank Space video? And I'm like, no. He's like, watch it. And I watch it. I'm like, I get it now.
T Swift is scuffed, man.
What?
I think she's the opposite of scuffed.
I know you like worship her like.
What
a
did you
queen.
say?
How is she scuffed?
What'd you
You
say?
trying, you said me?
Like,
You-
what about...
You're trying to get fucking
There's
run up on?
There's not a single mark that is... There's a blemish.
He's-
How is she scuffed?
Miles has drank the Kool-Aid of the
Yeah.
American idea.
But, like, just look
Of
at the
beauty
dictionary
or
word of
whatever.
scuffed. And
Yeah, I
then
don't know what you're fucking saying, dog.
take a look
Her
at Taylor.
music is scuffed.
No, dude.
It's
Not her as a person.
all right. You know what?
I don't know her personally.
Dude, it's a
Thank
love
you.
story,
This has
Dawson.
been the Bad Melee podcast. See you guys at the Mango 2.
Never happening. Never again.
And yeah, if also, by the way, I might as well plug it. We had a Patreon, and it's to help Miles live while he's here during his stay in the States, which
The
is
higher that goes, you know, I can go from Arby's to Red Lobster. Maybe one day I'll eat at Wood Ranch. That would be a goal
keep
of the
a lid on that.
Patreon.
I don't think Wood Ranch is in the budget. But yeah, it'll be fun. And oh, the skate video.
At least Outback.
I'm going to Full Bloom. We didn't talk much about Full Bloom, but we can talk about it when I get back. But me and Miles are going to Full Bloom.
They're gonna get some footy out there.
We're gonna get some footy. And so, but the skate video.
Let's skate
we're-
at wherever we're going.
We're gonna start shooting that. We need to bring skateboards.
Fuck
Then
it.
bring skateboards.
Well, we need to pay for that.
Yeah, let's
then
do
For
pay
the
that.
for it.
luggage?
Yeah,
Okay, we need to buy a skateboard too.
yeah. I mean, that's you guys at home. This is where you come in.
No, but after Full Bloom, we're gonna just hit the streets and,
Yeah,
and
we're gonna get
try
to
to bust
skating.
that out because I hate sitting on projects.
Yeah, and it's not.
Cooking
It's
with
not.
Chong.
Cooking with.
This-
Dude, you know what?
this
I think
one
it's
I really
funnier
care
for
about.
Cooking with Chong
It
to
just never
exist in this
happens.
realm of being like coming soon forever.
like the season 3 was for a
Yeah.
It's like we're all on our deathbeds. It's like Cooking with Chong.
while.
It's a post. I can't pronounce the word.
Posthumous.
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 There you go.
Some
Really?
say Chong's still cooking to this day.
Posthumous release.
Not being filmed. Anyway, but we really do want to bust that out because it's gonna be super fucking funny and cool and fun.
We're not
So
gonna
how-
bust. We're not gonna bust it out. We're gonna fucking try,
So-
and I'm gonna be on top of this shit.
Is this?
And it's gonna
is
be like
this
a
fucking
skating,
passion
is this
project for
skating
Dawson.
power rank 1, 2, 3?
Absolutely, I am on the bottom. My hips are.
Did you just put yourself at one?
No, I put you at 1.
I don't think.
But I
I'm
don't know
one.
if that's true.
I
you
Okay.
got defensive about it.
yeah,
Like, wait.
I put you
wait.
at 1 out of respect.
okay. Right now, I'm
Also,
at.
he's the best basketballer at the table. Apparently.
That's I'm.
You know what? When I saw
It's
the
like 0.
groups at the
and then
Mangus,
you
I
guys-
was wondering if we were going to see some ball from Dawson.
I was too busy. I do it at Nimbus sometimes. So if you ever wanna.
You wanna run it?
You wanna run it at
Some
Nimbus?
twos.
Your ankles will be touching the back of your head.
You imagine this in your head? I can't.
Imagine
It's so
Dawson
sick.
just jumping from the free throw line, just
It's like
Jordan
fucking
out of
Jordan,
his mind. Yeah.
No. So in terms of rank 1 I'm really afraid at this
Are
point.
you
in
going
my
to go
life-
for it?
I'm gonna go for it. I'm really afraid to flip my board off stairs at this point, but I'm actually going to kill myself off stairs.
For you.
Like I used
For
to.
you guys.
What's the biggest stair set you reckon you could hit right now?
8.
8?
8. Like I'll try 8 right now.
I was going to say
Try
6
8,
for
and then
me.
we'll go find a 7.
Hollywood High.
Hollywood
Dude, can
High.
we film some at Hollywood High?
I'm not doing anything off the Hollywood High 16.
Is there any other small stuff to skate there, or is it just all giant
There's
sets?
2 stairs at Hollywood High. We could do the Irvine ledge.
Let's go somewhere easy.
You guys don't even know these spots, do you?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't grow up skating in California.
Okay.
What can I say?
We could skate behind the city market in
Yeah, let's get
Carbondale,
some really
Colorado.
ratchet spots. I want to do some boards.
No,
I
I'm
want to
doing
do some board slides on some Parker stopping. You know, like the little concrete.
I was thinking more of like freeway like blockers, but okay.
Oh snap! Yeah,
Yeah.
that's on some
Jersey
crazy
barriers,
shit.
as they're called in Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, that's gonna happen. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week after Full Bloom.